Ale największą, jedną z największych ma Anka. Hej Anka, w świecie!
SGP is back and we are in GORZÓW in Poland, a city crazy for its speedway, a city also extremely proud of its homegrown hero Bartosz Zmarzlik. Zmarzlik has a formidable record around the Edward Jankash Stadium and the thousands of fans here tonight are certainly going to be cheering him on. Scott Nichols caught up with the local star earlier today.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. I'm joined with the championship leader, Bartosz Zmarzlik, hometown hero. How special is it to race for you here in GORZÓW?
Runs in GORZÓW is special for me and special for my friends and family because I've been the home and also better sleep in the home this is important and no many makes kilometers in the van before GP and yeah, that's the all more so normal like the next round in championships.
It's more normal, but do you feel any more pressure in front of the home fans?
I maybe feel the pressure before the gold medal and maybe the first and second start in the first time in GP in GORZÓW. But now is the many meetings I make it in the GORZÓW in the GP and like this and I think so a little bit more understand everything and I like it.
Yeah, that's good. And the fans, what can you say about the fans here in GORZÓW?
Please keep fingers for me and we'll see what happened the last hits.
Thanks for joining us, Bartosz. Good luck for tonight. Well, whatever happens, the fans may be on his side, but it's going to be an epic night's racing.
We're in the west of Poland and this impressive stadium in GORZÓW for round 5 of the FIM Speedway Grand-Prix. And joining me is former British champion, former World Under 120, World Under 1, that would be good, World Under 21 champion, obviously also one half of our commentating duo, Chris Louis. Chris, you competed here in the 90s. What's this track like to race?
The track has changed a little bit since I raced it. It's improved a lot. It's a fantastic racetrack. The banking has been built up quite a bit when they made all these fantastic renovations to the stadium, and it really is a fantastic arena. The atmosphere is building up already. It's only just filling up now, and you can just feel the passion from these Polish fans.
And as a rider, can you feel that as well?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, when you go into arenas like Cardiff, obviously it's very, very special for all riders. We were in the Narodowy Stadium, that was special, but this is a regular league track and it's got a home star in Bartosz Zmarzlik, and the pressure on his shoulders is, you can't measure it, it's immense. 90% of the fans, if not more, in this stadium tonight will be willing him on to win.
It is incredible, the noise is quite deafening. Bartosz, you've been quite vocal in supporting the underdog, but can you look past Zmarzlik?
You can, because there's a lot of riders in good league form and they're bringing that here to GORZÓW. But yeah, I mean, it'd take a brave man to bet against him. He's so fast, he's on home territory. We saw in the Narodowy Stadium that obviously that was a one-off track. He doesn't know any better than anybody else, but he didn't make the final. None of the Poles made the final. So I think they do feel the pressure. And we've seen in qualifying today that Dan Bewley was especially fast. He looked so smooth, so happy on the bike. Everything looked right about him. Jason Doyle's form is picking up. Robert Lambert, another one that made his first final in the last round. So, yeah, there are plenty of people that can take it to him.
Chris, say one name.
Dan Bewley.
Dan Bewley, yes. OK, Chris, thank you so much. Have a good show. Well, Bartosz Zmarzlik, he is the king of GORZÓW. He's risen through the ranks, risen through the club's youth programme with one coach, his early coach, Boguslav Novak, playing a pivotal role.
In 1988, I had an accident during a competition in Rybnik. Since then, I have been confined to a wheelchair. Despite what happened to me, I was not upset with the world, with fate, or with God. I decided to make the best of the new situation and do something with my favorite sport, Speedway.
A successful rider in his younger days, Bogusław Nowak's career ended abruptly almost 35 years ago. Speedway had been his life. He was determined for it to remain so and decided to try his hand at coaching.
Many children had to withdraw from my Speedway school due to pressure from their parents and from their families as a whole. They saw a coach in a wheelchair and asked themselves, what does he want to teach these children? And they were thinking they could end up like him.
One young rider who stayed the course has eclipsed the achievements of his former coach.
I remember Bogusław Nowak from my childhood. He was my first coach at Mini Speedway. I think he taught me a lot. He had a great way with us, with the young guys, and I thank him very much, because he introduced me to this sport.
Przez 7 lat właśnie w Wawrowie pracowaliśmy z Bartkiem Walżykiem, który
As we all know, he is a two-time world champion, and he was also the runner-up last year. Results like that are a source of great satisfaction, given the work that I've done.
z tej pracy, którą wykonałem.
He found himself in a situation where, due to his age, he needed to have an electric wheelchair to make life easier for him. I found out about this from friends and on the internet. I thought that if right now I can afford it, I should help him with this purchase, so that he can enjoy life and things can be a little easier for him.
It was such a shock, and I came to understand that dreams can come true.
With the new wheelchair on order, Bogusław can continue his work, passing on the secrets from a career cut short to Poland's next generation of Speedway stars.
In my opinion, people here in Poland have Speedway in their genes. They can be very passionate about it. I think there is a love of Speedway that is passed down from generation to generation. There's a saying here in Poland that the people don't have blood running through their veins. Instead, it's fuel that circulates. That's just the way it is.
A heartwarming video. Scott Nichols joins me now. Scott, that also shows the character of Bartosz.
Oh, doesn't it just? You know, it shows there's still that strong connection, that chemistry between them, and I'm sure Bartosz is very thankful for those opportunities he had.
And how does the role of the coach work in Speedway?
Well, Bartosz was involved with him from a young age, and like, you don't build a house on bad foundations, and obviously he's clearly got good foundations. It's helping you with those little techniques and things, but Bartosz has developed his own style, his own technique. He rides a bike very uniquely, very different to the other riders, and he's leading the championship right now.
Well, he was on the podium on his debut in 2012, and then 2 years later he made history, becoming the youngest ever Speedway Grand-Prix winner, just 19 years old, Scott. What a night that must have been for the teenage sensation.
Oh, God, I can't even begin to imagine. I mean, the feelings he would have had, rushing through his veins, 19 years old to be on the podium in front of your home fans. In Poland, Speedway is a mecca. Speedway in Poland's a mecca. It's, you know, they're heroes, so at 19 to have done that. But he's gone on to be able to repeat it numerous times, and the question is, can he do that again tonight?
Yeah, well, he does come here leading the championship. How special a talent is he, and can he stamp his authority on this championship tonight?
There's no question he can. It's his home track. He wasn't quickest in qualifying, but you know, you can never really bet against him. The worry is that the other riders cannot let him get that lead. If he sort of strings out a few more points tonight, then it's going to be really tough for the opposition.
Well, 2022 season so far has had a bit of everything, not least 4 different riders on the top step of the podium. This is a recap of the series so far.
4 GPs and 4 different winners. Zmarzlik in Godeszan, Frick in Warsaw, Vasilik in Prague and Dudek in Tetero. After last year's domination by Artem Deguta and Bartosz Zmarzlik, the 2022 season has been more open than many predicted, but there is still a familiar face at the top of the standings. Bartosz Zmarzlik has been the fastest in qualifying at every track this year. He won the season opener in GORZÓW in fine style, but after his fast start to the season, the Pole has failed twice to qualify for the final and has been forced to watch from the stands. Many reasons can explain those difficulties: the setup of the bike, the quality of the track, but the Pole is not looking for excuses and wants to get back on the top of the podium. His second position in Germany proves that he is starting to find some answers, and he will be up for the fight in GORZÓW. Maciej Janowski is second in the standings. Despite suffering the same problem as his compatriot, he failed to qualify for 2 finals and didn't make it out of the heats in Germany. Maciej is very fast, as he has shown in the heats, but the Polish rider has not backed this up at the end of the night when the pressure is building. One thing's for sure, the Maciej formula is not far away, and he will be a very strong contender in the second part of the season. Maybe Janowski needs more of the consistency shown by Leon Madsen. 1 podium and 3 top 10 finishes. Madsen has qualified each time for the semi-finals and is the fastest of the Scandinavian riders. Second in Warsaw, Madsen could have won his first Grand-Prix since 2019. Just needs a little bit more luck to be on the top step of the podium. With 2 third places, Fredrik Lindgren is having a solid start to the season. His failure to qualify out of the heats on 2 occasions explains why he's only sitting in 4th overall. But the Swede is determined to win a GP this season. The pace and the technical knowledge is on his side. Plus, he won in GORZÓW in 2020. It took 3 GPs for the triple world champion to find a good rhythm this season, but Ty Woofenden has put early season technical issues to one side and is starting to show his full potential. He needs a win, though, to keep his dream alive of a 4th world title. Martin Vašilik and Patrik Dudek have won the last 2 GPs. If they were not on the list of contenders at the start of the season, they have proved that the underdogs can have their day. Everything is still to play for as we look to see who will be crowned this year's Speedway World Champion.
And that was the voice of Calvin Tatum you just heard. You'll be hearing Calvin a little later this evening. Standings then is Bartosz Zmarzlik, who arrives at his backyard leading the championship with an 11-point advantage over his compatriot Maciej Janowski. Leon Madsen, back tonight after his crash in the Danish championship, is currently in 3rd. Freddie Lindgren, the last SGP GORZÓW winner, is in 4th, and Ty Woofenden, another rider with a great track record, is in 5th. So, Scott, it is a competitive season, but for Maciej Janowski, he's got to keep Bartosz within his sights.
He has, and sadly with Janowski, we've seen this kind of lull mid-season. It's a little bit early in the mid-season right now, but just hope they can turn that back around. Missing the final in Tetrov was a big blow. He knows that. Statistically, GPs, this is not his best track, but he's won a championship here in 2015, and he knows he needs to get things back on track.
Ty Woofenden has got things back on track. He's been going well. He goes well, particularly well around here. And he's just coming off the back of a star-studded testimonial.
Yeah, he'll be on a high from that. 10 years of Wrocław, and big changes for Ty this year. Changed engine tuners and seems to have, found the love again. He seems to have that passion, and he's riding the bike well. And like you say, he has a fantastic record here.
I'm just looking over your shoulder because Leon Madsen is also behind us. And Leon, he's been super consistent. He's reached at least the semi-finals in every round so far this season, but he comes here following a crash in the Danish finals. How's that going to affect things?
Yeah, well, you can never underestimate a wounded animal, and he's ridden with injuries before. He's done a whole season with quite a serious back injury, so he'll be up for it. He looked good in practice, and he knows what's at stake, so but he's had that consistency, and sadly that's what's been missing for a lot of the boys.
How much does a crash affect you as a rider? Scott, you've had a big crash this week. I know you couldn't go for a run this morning, your ankle's still hurting. Psychologically, a challenge?
It always is, but sometimes in a weird way it takes a little bit of the pressure off because your expectation of yourself is maybe a little bit lower, and sometimes you relax a little bit more and you can end up having a better night.
Well, the surprise package, we've talked about some of the young riders in this series, but who has been your surprise so far?
Do you know what? It's really hard to say anybody's been a surprise. I think for me the surprise has been the inconsistency with some of the riders, but obviously Dan Bewley is, his whole attitude to it is amazing, and he's been riding brilliant. You know, he's had 2 semi-finals back-to-back now, quickest in qualifying practice. So I think big things for him tonight. Yeah,
we'll be chatting about Dan a little later on in the programme. But it has been an incredible season so far, and there's been surprises, as you said. But another disappointment for a Danish rider has been Anders Thompson. He's coming off a crash in Vojens just 10 days ago, and Scott caught up with him a little earlier.
Anders Thompson, first and foremost, how are you feeling after your crash?
I feel better every day. You know, it's only 10 days ago since I had my crash, but I feel better and better.
Well, you're coming into your home Grand Prix in GORZÓW, or your home track in Polish League, so you must be feeling good about that. How do you feel you're settling into the Grand Prix now?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing to go here at my home track and race in front of my home crowd, so I feel comfortable, and also in the Grand Prix I feel better and better. It's hard to go in as a new guy, but now I have 1 season last year, and I feel more comfortable with the Grand Prix.
Grand Prix series, it's where we all want to be as a kid, that's what we dream of, but it's not all glamour, is it? Sometimes life on the road can be pretty tough. Tell us a little bit about some of the journeys you have to make before the Grand Prix.
Yeah, as you say, it's a dream, like when you're a small kid and look up in the Grand Prix. But yeah, it's tough. You're living in the van before the Titro Grand Prix. I had a meeting the day before, and you know, you need to traveling all night, and you just sleep back in the car. You have pretty comfortable vans with TV and fridge and microwave, so it's pretty comfortable. But anyway, sleep in the van is not 100% good sleep.
No, it's not ideal preparation for a Grand Prix. So, who's the joker in the camp? Who's the joker on the road?
For sure me. For sure me. I always make jokes with the boys, and when they're tired, you know, make a small joke with them or whatever. So it's absolutely me that's the joker in the van.
Not too many surprises, but keep smiling. Hope you smile at the end of the night tonight.
Cheers.
You can imagine him being a bit of a joke on the road. He's a great character.
It'd be a fun trip, wouldn't it? Yeah, he's a laugh a minute, isn't he? Which is great. You need people like that. You need talent like that. He takes his racing seriously, but he always puts a smile on his face, and that probably makes those long journeys a bit more enjoyable. It
probably makes bouncing back from injuries a bit better as well, because that positivity's got to help. He was concussed, and then he got 9 paid 10 return riding for GORZÓW at the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be 100%. He said that. I mean, it's a nasty old knock. He was out for a long time, so you know, when you knock your bonds, it can upset you for a while. And no, but he'd be determined. It's his home track in Poland. He'll feel the energy of the fans. Obviously, we know everybody's going to be cheering for Zmarzlik probably first off, but they'll adopt him in, and yeah, he seems really up for it.
When you think about that schedule, and it's Denmark, and then it's GORZÓW, and then it's Grand Prix Series, what's that life on the road like?
Horrendous. I mean, you know, the vans are beautiful. I mean, they're amazing vans. They're kitted out lovely, but there's nothing like a proper bed. You know, travelling, when they say they're travelling through night, they literally are travelling through the night. You know, 4 of the teams would have raced yesterday, 4 will race tomorrow. So that's going to be a journey through the night. Can you imagine Max Verstappen or something travelling the back of a sprinter before an F1? It wouldn't happen. No. So these boys are pretty hardcore, and it's not always the best preparation. So there's an awful lot to take into account.
Well, that crash did involve fellow Dane and SGP rider Mikkel Mikkelsen, and if you see him around the pits, he looks like he's still in some discomfort.
Yeah, he's walking around pretty bad, bless him. And, you know, these Grand Prix riders, there's nothing to them. They're like whippets. You know, so when they crash, they're going to break easy. He's really suffering with his leg. He's hobbling around, but trust me, when that helmet goes on, when the adrenaline flows, he won't be thinking about that leg until tomorrow. Then he'll be in pain again.
And especially here, right, when the atmosphere and the crowds are behind you.
It is, and then he started the season so well, you know. Only rider to make the first 2 finals in the series, and then he had 2 shockers. So he's going to be hurting physically, but inside he's going to be hurting too, so he'll really want to turn that around tonight.
Yeah, well, another rider who would have been disappointed with his performance in Teterov is Aussie ace Jason Doyle, but he's got great memories of this track. What a battle that was in 2016. Scott caught up with him earlier.
So we're back in GORZÓW. Jason, 2016, you had an epic final here. Tell us what your memories are from that night.
Yeah, standing on top of the box was the last moment, but the race, it went like a blur. There was so many passes with myself and Wolfie. Obviously on the last corner I got to get that outside run and get it over the line first, which was, yeah, it was a massive moment. Probably one of the best moments in me racing for a final, but it was nice to win.
So when you come back to places like GORZÓW, where you've had such a great Grand Prix before, how does that give you the mental boost? Surely it must make you come into it feeling high on confidence.
Yeah, I think mainly with the setup. If you're having some good Grand Prix, obviously we ride here a lot in the Polish league, that we kind of get a good feel for the track. We get a good setup, so I think we always start with a good positive mind with what we're not far off with the setup, and hopefully we can get the first couple of heat wins and then get into the semis. But yeah, coming to GORZÓW, it's a proper racetrack and there's going to be a lot of passing.
So Jason, we've moved down turns 3 and 4. When you're doing your track walks and stuff, what are you actually looking for in terms of the track with the gradients and the materials and stuff like that?
I think if you see us walking on the track, there's a lot of kicking going on. We're trying to find where the dirt is, where the deepest part of the dirt is, where if it's pretty tacky or it's quite loose. At the moment, there's not a lot of water on the track. They're preparing it ready for tonight, so it's quite sandy. This track can be quite heavy on the outside and very slick on the inside. So I think we're always trying to find the fastest way around the corner, and obviously turns 3 are very critical to getting the speed down the straight. So out here at the moment, you can't really see on the camera, but it's pretty quite banked on turns 3 and 4, more than 1 and 2. So there's a lot of more speed coming off the corners, which you need to try to chase the dirt a lot more.
So with that banking and then that dirt line, like you said about that material moving to the outside, is that something that you'll be really monitoring during the meeting, but also at what point can you see when that's starting to change and you then have to change your setup and also the race lines?
Yeah, the track can change heat by heat. So you go out the first heat and you have a bigger sprocket, which when the track's a lot more heavy, you have a sprocket higher. In technical terms, it makes the engine rev a little bit more. So then later on in the meeting, the track gets a little bit more slicker, so you got to go down the sprocket, which gets you more speed and stops the spinning. So you got to be really on top of things. Obviously on TV you can't see how the track changes, but being here in person you can see how quick the change of the dirt comes.
We're now joined by Chris Holder, 2012 world champion. It's like everyone's suddenly cheering for you, Chris.
I know. Yeah, thank you very much.
Take it in. He's also the older brother of Jack, of course. We've just been listening to your fellow countryman, Jason Dorr. He's had a mixed season. He goes so well in the British Premiership, but it has been up and down. How do you think he's going to go tonight?
He's had a pretty tough start obviously this season in the Grand Prix. You can't really compare the British League to this level. This is a whole different animal, but he had that 2nd or 3rd in Prague, was it? And he's won here before. He was quick in qualifying, so there's no reason he can't get it off to a good start tonight.
Now let's talk about your younger bro. He's doing so well. First semi-final last time out. Do you give him advice? Do you not? Do you stand back, let him do his thing?
No, I come and tell him what to do. Yeah, when he's on his own, I can see he goes off. But no, it's obviously, like I said, it's really tough. The Grand Prix field doesn't get any easier. And obviously been there and done that as well, so know what to expect, and it's a pretty lonely place when it's not working out, so it's always good to have someone in your corner, and he feels good. He was quick too as well in qualifying, and he's ridden here plenty of times, so he's looking to get off to a good one today too.
Chris, thank you so much.
No
yes,
problem.
He was the 4th fastest in qualifying, but these are the guys that topped the timesheets. It was Dan Bewley, and as I say this, it's starting to rain here in GORZÓW. In 2nd, it was Martin Vasilik, a 2-time winner, and Jason Doyle, who was on the podium both legs last time out in the double-header in 2020. But Dan Bewley, the 23-year-old from Cumbria, he's making waves in this championship, and Scott spoke to him earlier.
So fastest man in practice, Dan Bewley. Finally someone's knocked Bartosz off his perch.
Yeah, I've watched this GPs for a few years now, and he's always right up there, and it's pretty special to get P1 in practice, but I don't want to take too much from it, and we've still got a long way to go.
Yeah, I know you're very relaxed about your approach to the Grand Prix and everything else. Last GP you said you don't have a plan going to the tapes. Did you have a plan when it comes to the gate choices?
I wasn't too sure, to be honest. I had a few different ideas. I was kind of thinking about number 4, so I was in the last race every time, but Phil told me to take 5, so that's what we did.
So you obviously got someone doing the thinking for you then?
Yeah, Phil Morris.
Good old Phil, go well tonight.
Thank you.
What a talent he is, well, as there's a big grey crowd looming overhead. Who do you think is going to win tonight, Scott?
Well, can't go against Margie, but let's root for Dan, shall we?
Gosh, that's you and Chris Louis. It is the 5th round of the FIM Speedway Grand Prix, and it's coming up next.
To GORZÓW. It's the 3W FIM Speedway GP of Poland, and we can't wait for the action to get underway. Really very warm indeed. The stadium is filling up. The Janssens Stadium is looking splendid in actual fact, but we are getting a few spots of rain. We keep our fingers crossed that all will be well on that score. We can have a brief look at the calendar. We've had 4 rounds, of course, and we now not too Janssens Stadium, too far away from the action getting underway. Alongside me is Chris Louie, and Chris, we saw qualifying. Dan Bewley topped the a treat.
Yes, it does. It's well known for serving fantastic speedway racing, and we've witnessed arguably one of the best ever grand finals in 2016 with a titanic battle between Jason Doyle and Ty Woofenden, and reason to suspect it won't be too different tonight.
No, I'm sure the action is going to be red hot, very much like the weather that we've had all day long. In actual fact, we may have a little bit of respite from that if we do have a little bit of rain, but fingers crossed we don't get an interruption because of that. We are going to have the riders presented to us very shortly, and we've got some young stars actually that are going to be coming forward as well. But there's no doubt that Dan Bewley is certainly a fan favourite, and he's been riding out of his skin. Bartosz Smarzlik, of course, the local man. Most of the fans in here this evening will be supporting their man, desperate for him to win. He has an 11-point lead coming into round 5 of the Speedway World Championship. And here we go, Oscar Paluch, 16 years of age, Chris.
Yeah.
If he gets a ride tonight, he'll be the youngest rider ever to take a start in a Grand Prix.
Yes,
fantastic.
This week he's made his debut for GORZÓW as well in the extra league, so what a week for this young man.
Very special moment for him. I'm sure he's enjoying his day. And we've got the second reserve rider coming forward now is Victor Jasinski, who actually had a ride here previously in the Grand Prix. Here comes the wild card, Chris.
Yes, Simon Wozniak, fantastic ride. He's 8th in the extra league averages, so he's doing quite a bit better than some of the Grand Prix riders here tonight, so looking for a good performance from him.
And we need a good performance from Paweł Szapelski. He's been up and down. He had a good one in the Narodowy in Warsaw, but it's been out of form subsequently. Back in Poland, he needs to turn the form on tonight, that's for sure. Jack Holder making his way forward now as well. Jack was good in qualifying.
Yeah, fantastic. Had his best qualifying to date with 4th place, and he was chuffed with that. Said he wasn't happy with his form totally. He says he's a little bit too inconsistent, but yeah, had a good afternoon.
Anders Thompson has been in the wars of late, but he rode well in the Danish final just on Wednesday night, finishing 2nd. He rides for Style GORZÓW here, knows the place like the back of his hand, looking for a big night.
Yeah, next up, it's Dan Bewley, and what an afternoon he's had. Topped the qualifying charts, looks super smooth out on track, obviously going very, very quickly, and he's improving with every Grand Prix.
He is indeed. Max Frick, of course, who won in the Narodowy in Warsaw, has been out of sorts subsequently, but he lies in 7th in the World Championship. A big result tonight will see him surge back into the top 6. Max Frick looking for another big performance.
Yeah, he's only 4 points out of the top 6, so a good performance tonight will make a big difference to him.
Right. It is raining at the moment, but we are intending to get on with the action as soon as possible. Great to see Mikkelsen here. Had a nasty crash with Anders Thompson in a Danish match just 10 days ago, but he's here and he rode well in practice. Now this man, Jason Doyle, great record here and looked good this afternoon.
Yes, fantastic record here. As I said, he's featured in one of the best, most exciting grand finals here in GORZÓW, and looked a lot better in qualifying. His qualifying has been poor this year, but he looked happier, looked quick.
He did indeed. But what about this man, Patrick Dudek? What a performance from him 2 weeks ago in Tetero. A surprise winner, but he rode brilliantly. And you've got to say that he turned his form around in one night. Can he capitalise on that here tonight?
Martin Vasilik, another local hero here, rides at GORZÓW. Actually won on his debut in the Speedway Grand-Prix here in GORZÓW back in 2012.
Looking good, Martin, that's for sure. Robert Lambert, another young rider that's in top form, won the Ty Woofenden testimonial last week, riding well for Torren in the Extra Liga. Wouldn't be a surprise to see him make the final again.
As the rain comes down, we see Ty Woofenden climbing the steps, and he had a great testimonial in Wrocław. A big night for him. Maybe now that's over, maybe a little bit more focus on the Grand Prix.
Yeah, he rides well here though,
yeah,
Chris, doesn't he? And he'll be looking for a big night. He was a touch frustrated missing out on the final in Tetro, that's for sure. Freddie Lindgren won here in 2020, knows what it's all about. He likes this place, looking for a big performance, really wants to make his presence felt in the World Championship now.
And last, we're up here, Leon Madsen. And yeah, Leon's not 100% fit, has always suffered so many injuries, constantly seems to be in pain and injured, suffering from neck injury at the moment.
Maciej Janowski moves forward, lying second in the World Championship, 11 points behind his compatriot Zmarzlik. Really does need to put the memories of Tetro to one side. But here's the main man, Bartosz Zmarzlik, leading the World Championship, and what a reception for him.
Huge weight of pressure on those shoulders. These fans here in GORZÓW are expecting a victory from this man.
They are indeed. We will have the national anthem of Poland very shortly. But those are the gladiators for this evening's event. Here's now the national anthem.
Podnosimy folię, wstajemy do hymnu narodowego, który specjalnie dla Państwa dzisiaj wykona Wiktoria Taracińska. Please take a foil up above the head, and especially for you, national anthem of Poland, presented by Wiktoria Taracińska.
Jeszcze Polska nie zginęła, kiedy my żyjemy. Co nam obca przemoc wzięła, szablą odbierzemy. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski. Za twoim przewodem złączę się z narodem. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski, za twoim przewodem złączę się z narodem. Przejdziem Wisłę, przejdziem Wartę, będziem Polakami. Dał nam przykład Bonaparte, jak zwyciężać mamy. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski, za twoim przewodem złączę się z narodem. Marsz, marsz Dąbrowski, z ziemi włoskiej do Polski, za twoim przewodem złączę się z narodem.
Well, a fabulous rendition of the national anthem there. The riders to make their way back to the pit area fairly. See if there is any question too far away.
This is Google Pixel for your not-so-routine morning routine. Your traditions that are always getting better. Your memories and how you want to remember them. Your fears, your freckles, your flair, your final little touches. The things that make you who you are, make this phone what it is. Google Pixel 6.
From seed to blossom, to harvest, to this. The something that everything's been leading to. Here's to the Magner's moment, when time bears fruit.
So yes, the rain coming at an inopportune moment, rather, and we're going to have to just wait and see exactly what the decision is, but I would think that there's every chance that we will have a small delay while the shower passes through. We can have a little look at the standings of the World Championship, and we will see that Bartosz Marslik leads the way on 62 World Championship points, 11 in front of Maciej Janowski, Leon Madsen 50, Freddie Lingman on 46 in fourth. Then after that really is very tight indeed. Woffinden on 43, but look at this, Lambert 36, Vasilik 35, 35 for Dudek, 35 for Doyle, Mikkel Mikkelsen on 34, Max Frick right down to Dan Bewley in 12th. It really is very tight. Any one of those riders that can win tonight, pick up 20 points, it's going to transform their Grand Prix series.
It is, yeah. It would leapfrog them into the top six. For someone like Dan Bewley down in 12th at the moment, it would be huge. You know, young Dan is good to find his points out of the bike. Good.
Above and beyond that, he's right in the extra, scoring double figure regular. The confidence is a remarkably relaxed young individual in the pits, and quite clearly taking everything in his stride. As I say, this is a frustrating delay. Everybody's sort of really G'd up, ready to go. The crowd, the riders, mechanics, and that shower coming through, and it's just put a little bit of a handbrake on the action going ahead. The opening race is actually a really tasty-looking heat indeed, with Leon Madsen, Ty Woffinden, Max Frick and Jason Doyle going off the outside. But we will just have to wait a few moments. Bikes are just being pulled back to the pit area because it's still raining pretty hard, and I doubt very much that they'll want to ride in those sort of conditions.
No, the riders won't want to start while the rain is coming down. It makes vision very, very difficult, particularly in the early heats while there's plenty of top surface down on the track all the way down to the bottom. But this crowd will continue to enjoy themselves listening to the music.
Cold.
They're not getting cold.
Let's just take a moment to reflect on Tetero 2 weeks ago. It was difficult conditions. One or two of the riders didn't enjoy it and they dropped out. Obviously Smarslik capitalised with a second place, but Dudek really was out of sorts coming into that. He was quite grumpy actually when we saw him in Prague, but that came out of nowhere, and he was probably the last person I would expect to deal with those conditions in Tetero.
Yes, he's quite aggressive on the bike, so you've got to say that he did very well in those conditions, because it wouldn't have suited him. But he was the best rider all day. He wasn't lucky, he just rode fantastically well.
Yep, so we are having now it confirmed that there will be a delay. We can just show you some so the top three from qualifying this afternoon, and we will start with Jason Doyle, I believe, who was there. We're looking at the back of Jason Doyle's bike. Best qualifying of the season, really did look much more impressive, much more like his old self. He got the track at the right moment, there's no questioning that. But for Jason, who has had some embarrassing qualifying this year, this was much more like it from him.
Yes, he was very much in touch with the top of the qualifying times, and he just looked right on the bike. He at some of the qualifying so far this year, he's just looked like he's out riding the bike, doesn't have the speed. But today he looked comfortable. The bike seemed to be doing exactly what he wanted, and even when in the later sessions the track had gone off, he was just having a good look around. He was riding across the curb one moment, right around the fence the next, and doing everything right.
He did indeed, and the memory of 2016, that final with Woffinden, really does. He's looking, so there's Martin Vasilik as well. We have have got riders out on track, so it does look like we are going to get on with the action very shortly indeed. And Daniel Bewley there, topping the charts with a 13.944, stunning lap from him. But we are building up to heat number 1, no hesitation, and we have got riders up at tapes already, so it's great that we're getting on with the action straight there. Up at tapes, having a look around. It's going to be the problem here. The spray on the back tyres will be quite a big issue in the early heat. Starting is going to be no doubt about that. We've got Doyle on the outside there, some gardening. Back in the draw. Was a favourite for plenty of grip out there. Settling down on the inside. So heat number 1 on the inside in red is Leon Madsen. Gate 2 in blue is Ty Woodford. And 3 outside in yellow is our champion Jason Doyle.
An error to say gate 4 in these conditions is the worst possible place to be, but the track seems to have soaked the water up on the gate. It may work, but it's a long way to get across.
It's actually covered there by Chris,
yeah.
And the inside is certainly glistening with surface water, but we're settling down now and the green light is about to come on, and we're going to get on with the action. Start mark. Green light comes on now. Away we go. Terrific start there on the inside. It's Ty Woodford who makes the best of it. What a move from Jason Doyle. Chops back to the inside. Stunning move there from the Australian. Fires himself to the front. We've got trouble at the back straight away. You can see the spray coming off the back tyres. Starting really is going to be an absolute premium. But Doyle, what a move in that first corner.
Yeah, he was thinking so quick on the way to the corner. He knew exactly what he had to do, and he timed it absolutely perfectly. He was actually initially trying to get right across the other 3 riders, and he realised quite early on that he wasn't going to do that, so he timed his cutback in between the 2 riders, Max Frick and Ty Woodford, absolutely superbly.
Out in front, Jason Doyle, after the stunning move, is looking really good. Woodford pushing on. Max Frick, unfortunately, had some sort of mechanical issue right on the opening lap, and that's disappointing for him. Doyle out in front, just needs to hold it all together because Woodford is right there, trying to put an amount of pressure on him. They're into the last turn. Doyle, who had such a strong record here, out of the last turn. Big 3 points for him. Opening race is completed, just 3 finishes. Woodford back in second with Leon Madsen hanging on there in 3rd place. But that was all about that stunning move in the first corner, Chris. It really was out of the top drawer.
It was out of the top drawer, and he's got a clean race suit. He's come from gate 4 on a rain-soaked track, so he's going to be feeling very, very good about that result.
Terrific stuff then for Jason Doyle. Difficult conditions in the opening race. No hesitation, so he's the winner. 3 points for him. Second in for 2 points is Ty Woodford, and 3rd is Leon Madsen. And 1 point for him. And Max Frick, unfortunately, just had some sort of issue in the first turn, and the bike gave up the ghost. But for that man, well, the ideal start in difficult conditions.
Yeah, keep an eye on Jason Doyle on the outside gate in yellow. You can see there he's got across Max Frick. Then he realises he's not going to go any further. Ty Woodford just moves off the curb, and that gives enough room for Jason Doyle to sneak between him and the concrete. Not a lot of room there, but absolute perfect timing from Jason Doyle. Absolutely superb move. Once he hits the front, no looking back. He's just spraying all that loose, wet dirt over the other riders, and you can see they're all just creeping around the curb. They want to miss that spray. Very, very difficult to see once that's on your goggles.
Yeah, smashing start for Doyle. Strong ride from Woodford, and also in second place. And riders are out on track for heat number 2, but I think that's just a little taster of what we're going to witness here this evening with that sort of manoeuvre in the first corner. If the rain stays away, this track is going to come to the riders. Probably half a dozen races, and after a track grading, all of a sudden I think you'll find that this track could be nigh on perfect. It's not at the moment. Got to get out in front. You want to keep your goggles clean. You want to pick your way. You want to dominate the race if you can. Robert Lambert's been going well. Dan Bewley here as well. And another smashing looking race, and of course we've got the main man out here as well, the name that's on everybody's lips in this part of the world, Bartosz Marzlik. Huge expectations. Can he produce? Leads the World Championship, of course, by 11 points. He's in a commanding position as we come to the midway point of the series, and you've got to believe that he will want to get away from gate 3 in fine style. This is a leveler, there's no question about it. When you get conditions like this, Home track advantage probably isn't as much as you would think.
No, it's not. And Dan Bewley probably losing out the most to the rain, because he was the quickest in qualifying. He did find the right setup. The track now inevitably is a lot slicker, a lot wetter, less traction, so that's a shame.
Inside in red is Dan Bewley. Alongside him, the wild card, Wozniak in blue. Gate 3 in white is Bartosz Marslik, and going from the outside this time is Robert Lambert. Can he do something similar to that Jason Doyle did in the first corner? We'll have to wait and see. Bewley so fast earlier on today. Can he utilise that inside gate, get his nose in front? Here we go then. Heat number 2. The main man out here, Smarslik from gate number 3. Possibly not ideal. The tapes are up and we're away. They go charging towards the first turn. And it's Bewley. Bewley hits the front in the first turn. Here comes... Oh, Robert Lambert really did hustle that bike through the first turn and comes nicely into second place, and the Brits are out in front, first and second. Terrific stuff from him. There's some argy-bargy going on out the back with Bartosz Smarslik. Oh, Smarslik all over the place out the back with Wozniak. How on earth did he stay up there? That really was quite dramatic. Now he dive bombs him once again going into turn 3. Chris, what an opening lap from Smarslik.
Smarslik was absolutely determined. He was coming through there, gap or no gap. I think he made the gap in the end, and he'll be frustrated with that, but it's the two Brits. Dan Bewley out front, cracking start from him, just pinning it around the curb. It's exactly where you've got to be right now on this racetrack. And Robert Lambert, I think, coming from gate 4 again in these early races, he'd be quite happy with a second place.
Yeah, terrific stuff there, but Dan Bewley utilised the inside gate, kept his composure and rode superbly well. The ideal start for the man that dominated qualifying. Conditions are tricky. I mean, how on earth Bartosz Smarslik and Wozniak stayed up there, I really don't know. A minor miracle, I would suggest. They really were going at it, hammer and tongs there on the first lap and a half. But the race belongs to Dan Bewley, and he wins very nicely indeed there. A very composed ride from a young rider. Dan Bewley 3 points, Robert Lambert second place for him 2. Bartosz Smarslik, wow, that was a hard-fought third place, wasn't it? And Simon Wozniak, the wild card, just missing out. And he's got a hole in the middle of his bike where Bartosz Smarslik just drilled past him.
Yeah, it wasn't just one go. He had several nibbles at him before he actually managed to do it. But we can see Dan Bewley on the inside, just jumps clear, just what he needed to do. Doesn't ride across the corner and does everything right. But the battle between Wozniak and Smarslik at the back was unbelievable. One solitary point, but it can make all the difference in a qualification for the semi-finals. And we can see here now, this is the move, I think, when he makes the stick. No, maybe not, but yeah, he does. As you can see, Wozniak there, he's actually hustled him going into the corner. He's pushed him in harder than he wants to. He's made him turn the bike harder than he wants to stop him, and that's where it's all gone wrong for Wozniak.
You can see Smarslik there, covered in shale. Tough opening race there for the championship leader, but really did work hard to get that solitary point. And as you rightly say, Chris, every point is vital. And there's no question he had the hunger there and the fight to come through. Heat number 3. And we're up at tapes again. We've got Maciej Janowski out here. Injured rider in Mikkelsen. Interesting to see how he goes. A rider in Jack Holder that was impressive early today and looked pretty quick in qualifying, but conditions very, very different now, of course, with that shower that came through. You can still see the track is still very wet. Do you think it'll take half a dozen races and then the track will come to them? On the inside is Maciej Janowski in red. Mikkelsen is in blue on gate 2. Jack Holder in white on gate number 3. And off the outside is Paweł Szapelski. And certainly there, a little bit of a discussion going on between Ty Wuffenden and Bartosz Smarslik. I'm not quite sure what that was about, but...
I dare say it was about track conditions, but to be honest, you know, we're up, we're running, and the track really isn't that bad.
So, heat number 3. Can Janowski produce on the inside here? We saw Bewley do it in heat number 2. Green light comes on, takes her up. Mikkelsen's made a good start there, very good start there from the Danish rider, hits that first turn. Szapelski's on the outside, here he comes, he's neck and neck, he gets the better of Holder, no Holder there, neck and neck down the back straight. Szapelski done well there, done very well. Now Janowski comes through, can Jack Holder repay the compliment? Yes he can, he surges back into third place, all a little bit untidy, but they've all stood up, but out in front. Can you believe this? Mikkelsen can hardly walk, but he's riding that bike like he stole it. Brilliant the way out of gate number 2, and is dominating heat number 3.
Fantastic from Mikkelsen, looks fast as well, but that riding line at the moment really isn't wide enough for two bikes, but they keep finding a way past each other, drilling holes in each other, giving it absolutely everything out there.
Full commitment from Grand Prix stars here this evening. One more lap to go for Mikkel Mikkelsen, who made a great start from gate number 2. He's ridden superbly well. All sorts of questions about whether he was going to be able to ride here this evening. Well, he's just laid those all to the rest, hasn't he? Because he's come up with a fine win in heat number 3. Pavel Shapelski doing well, actually, from the outside to come through into second place. All sorts of shenanigans going on in there in third and fourth. And Maciej Janowski from the inside, missing out. Not the start he was looking for, that's for sure. But for Mikkel Mikkelsen, who made 2 finals at the beginning of the series in the first 2 rounds, all of a sudden looking much more like his old self.
As you say, Kelvin, unbelievable when you watch him trying to walk around the paddock. He's hobbling quite bad. He's got that sore knee, and but a fantastic race. Looked quick. Actually, you know, I can't say he looked comfortable, but he did. I'm sure he wasn't feeling comfortable, but he looked fine.
3 points for Mikkelsen then. Shapelski back in second place, 2 for him. Jack Holder picks up the third place, and Maciej Janowski, that's a disappointing opening ride for him. 4 more opportunities, of course. Track's going to get better, no doubt about that, but we'll see it again.
Yeah, unfortunately for Janowski, had to get off the gas in the first turn. Mikkelsen made a great start from 2, just gets across here. At this point now, Janowski gets off the gas, goes across the corner, and he absolutely gets swallowed up by Shapelski on the outside and Jack Holder up the inside. But yeah, it was all going on again for the minor placings. We can see the battle at the back here as Janowski rides straight through that gap. And Jack Holder repays the compliment here.
He does.
Unbelievable stuff from Jack. He meant that, didn't he?
He did indeed. He wanted that third place a little bit like Smarsdick did in the previous race. But for Mikkel Mikkelsen, that was an encouraging start for him, no doubt about that. 3 points in his opening ride. He'll be delighted, absolutely delighted. That will settle him down, there's no doubt about that. Some work going on bikes there by the pit gate for heat number 4. And it will complete the first block of rides, of course. And a lot of people talking about Martin Vasilek. He will go from the outside gate. He's won here previously. He knows how to do it. And rides for Stahl GORZÓW, as does Anders Thompson. There are 4 home riders actually here this evening. And a lot of people picking Martin Vasilek to have a really strong night.
Yeah, and it was interesting in qualifying how the guys with the local knowledge seemed to favour the outside gates in their draw. So,
well, they weren't expecting rain, and that may have just scuppered it a wee bit for the opening races. But I'm absolutely convinced that this track will improve dramatically as we go through the night. So heat number 4 then, we've got Anders Thompson on the inside in red. Freddie Lindgren there alongside him in blue, coming out of gate number 2. And off gate number 3 is Patrick Dudek. And off the outside in yellow is Martin Vasilek. And Dudek was terrific 2 weeks ago. Can he keep that roll going? Can that confidence really now roll over into another Grand Prix? Knows what it's all about. World number 2, of course, in 2017. Heat number 4 completes the first block of races. Everybody would have had 1 ride. Green light is on. Tapes are up and we're away. It's a good start from Thompson on the inside, but look at that from Vasilek. Smashing start from Vasilek on the outside. He's trapped wide, but he just about hangs on to that. Freddie Lindgren now pushing hard with Thompson there, forcing his way through into second place. That was a tough move from the Swede. Can Thompson repay the compliment? He can! Thompson comes charging back up the inside. He's forced Lindgren wide. Now all of a sudden Dudek's in the mix as well, coming through into third place. Another action-packed lap of Speedway.
Yeah, you can't afford to leave a hole anywhere, because these guys are just riding through. It doesn't matter if it's not big enough, they'll make it a little bit bigger. And we can see Freddie Lindgren, after having a good opening lap, has now just gone backwards to the back. Martin Vasilek, I thought he was going to miss out in the first turn when he just had to go across the corner into the wet stuff, but he's managed to just keep the bike going forward, and now looks pretty quick out front.
He's out in front, and we've got dust now appearing on the inside. The rest of the track is soaked, but Martin Vasilek smashing first corner from him. He picks up a win in heat number 4. He'll be delighted as well. Great effort from Anders Thompson after all the dramas he's had in the last 10 days. Good ride from him. Patrick Dudek picking up the third place. Freddie Lindgren's going to be thinking, what on earth happened there? I was looking good for a moment, and then suddenly just drifted off the line. and got penalised for that. But there's no question, you've got to make your move early if you want to pick up a win here tonight.
You have, it's all about the start and the first corner right now, and that man there, Martin Vasilik, he went across the corner, he got into the slimy stuff. I thought he was going to miss out with a couple of riders being able to get up the inside of him, but sat back on the seat, used the throttle, just back the throttle off a little bit, make the bike find traction.
3 points for Martin Vasilik, fine ride from him. Anders Thompson back in second place, 2. Patrick Dudek picks up the solitary point, and Fredrik Lindgren misses out in his opening ride. As I said before this race, a lot of people fancy Martin this evening.
Yeah, he's got the local knowledge. He's won a Grand Prix here. As I said, it was on his debut in the GP. And he just gets across. Anders Thompson there had to do that, but by this point, he's a little bit wider on the track than he would actually like to be. But he makes it work absolutely sublimely and picks up plenty of speed, looks comfortable down on the slick stuff down there. As you say, dust appearing already, but that's going to mix in with the wetter stuff on the outside. I actually think we're going to get a really good racetrack here.
I believe so, there's no question about that. Martin Vasilik dominating his opening ride. Chuffed to bits with that, 3 points to his name, just calmly reflecting on his first ride. And there's no doubt that he'll be looking forward to his upcoming ride.
How about a spark of inspiration? Oops! Let's get this thing rolling. Ta-da! Try that on for size. Yeah! Level up in Forge of Empires. Play now for free at FOE.tv or download the app.
Download the new FIM Speedway app and be part of a new era. Follow closely all the action with timing, results and telemetric data for an enhanced live experience. Get all the latest news and stats on your favourite riders in the Speedway GP World Title Race. Take your FIM Speedway experience to the next level.
The summer of sauces. Come on, give it some welly. Give it all you've got. And I'd give that another 5 minutes if I were you, mate. We all want to give moments to remember. So for a summer like no other, give it flavour like no other. Give it some Heinz.
Freshly ground Arabica beans. Organic milk. A white coffee, just 99p.
Unbelievable.
Life isn't meant to be a struggle. Let your garage door do all the work. Get an electric roller door from GORZÓW. Enjoy easy access with a fully fitted roller door from just $8.95. And we'll even take your old garage door away. Book a free survey now. There's no salesman, no pressure and no hidden extras. All prices are on our website. Go to gorzow.co.uk or call free on 0808 22 55 895 today.
Hello, GORZÓW!
HelloFresh. Discover a wide range of delicious recipes delivered to your door. Easy. Order now at hellofresh.co.uk.
This was a real test, pushing EE full fibre to the limit.
Hi, this is Cambridge Airport, over your EE router. Video feeds, the data feeds, all of this is real time.
Step 1 Alpha Air Suburbia up, so you're on frequency.
Step 1 Alpha, maintaining 3,000 feet, heading 050 degrees.
Runway 23 available for landing.
Completed Step 1 Alpha.
Congratulations, everybody. Well done.
I can't believe we just landed a plane.
This is broadband that can handle anything. This is full fibre from EE.
Get closer to the sports you love with Sky VIP, sponsors of Euro. .
1,
Heat number 5 then, and Dan Bewley is out. A winner, fine ride in his opening ride, making his way round to the start. No track preparation has happened. We've had a small delay. Some fairly heated discussions back in the pit area, but to all intents and purposes, nothing's really been done. I think they're just going to leave it and allow it to evolve and improve. I think it will improve. And at some point, this track really is going to come to these riders. So although we did see some fairly forthright comments being thrown around in the pits, we're up back at tapes for heat number 5 and on with the action. We've got 2 race winners here going head-to-head in Dan Bewley and Martin Vasilek. Should be quite a battle between those two. Still starting is going to be very important. Still some surface water. So on the inside in red is Martin Vasilek. Gate number 2 is Leon Madsen in blue. In gate number 3 we've got Dan Bewley, who was very impressive in his opening ride. And we see Leon Madsen coming forward to gate number 2, and Jack Holder will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. So yeah, 2 race winners here, Chris, in Martin Vasilek and Dan Bewley. Leon Madsen also in with the mix. Good looking race now.
It is, yeah, and obviously Martin Vasilek having 2 on the trot. That is the problem with running in draw number 13. He comes from the inside gate now. He's just 1 from the outside gates on the other side of the track. But right now in these conditions, I think he'd be quite happy to be on the inside
well,
there.
You can pick up a 2nd place here, 5 points from 2 rides. You're looking good, you're looking set. A great foundation to work from. He made a really good fist of it initially from the outside. Gate number 1 for Martin this time. Must have a good opportunity to get himself amongst the big points. Start Marshall calling riders forward. Heat number 5 about to get underway. Here we go then. Track's still a bit wet, still a bit greasy. Riders, not all riders are happy, but we're on with the action again. We see the light come on and away we go, and they roar to the first corner, and it's a superb start from Jack Holder from the outside. How about that from Jack Holder? Terrific earlier on today in qualifying. Martin Vasilek settles nicely into 2nd place. Oh, a bit of a drama going on there out at the back, but there's no doubt that Jack Holder really has made a terrific effort here on the opening lap. Superb stuff from him.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from the outside gate, working very hard, a little bit erratic on the bike going into turn 3 on the first lap, but he seems to have smoothed that out now, and he's picking up plenty of drive, plenty of speed. Dan Bewley just missing out on the first turn. I thought maybe he would have a run up the inside of Martin Vasilek, but Martin just didn't allow that gap to open up.
Oh, Jack Holder's in trouble, so is Dan Bewley. Holder having to hang on. Martin Vasilek now pounces. Oh, what a response from Jack Holder. Very nearly collecting each other as they go into the last lap. Jack Holder now needs to just keep it all together. That turns 3 and 4, something's developing there. But wow, that really was fireworks on the last lap. Jack Holder coming through in the end, very nearly falling off. He has fallen off after the race. A touch embarrassing for him, but he won't care. Leon Madsen didn't enjoy that one. He was out the back. Dan Bewley in 3rd place. But dramatic scenes coming out of turn 4 as they enter the last lap. Holder and Martin Vasilek going into turn 1 for the final lap. How tight was that?
Very tight. Very, very tight indeed. Vasilek really had to turn the bike hard to miss Jack Holder. Thought he was going to capitalise on that big mistake from Jack. Dan Bewley making a very, very similar mistake at the same time. So there's obviously something developing down there in turn 3.
Right down there, 3 points for Holder. What a ride that was. Martin Vasilek solid in 2nd place. Dan Bewley back in 3rd, and Leon Madsen, who really did have a roller coaster of a ride out the back. Can't wait to see this one again.
Yeah, it's a job to call this one. We've got Martin Vasilek, looks like he's made the start from gate 1, but Jack Holder actually coming right across the entire field. It's the first time someone's managed to get right across everybody without running too wide. And it was absolutely fantastic stuff from Jack Holder. Later on in the race, taking a look here at Dan Bewley. Yeah, he's just collected a little rut there, tiniest little rut in a bad position, and that's really a symptom of everybody riding on the same bit of track because of the wet surface, and we're going to see that happen. And but Jack Holder, yeah, he also found that rut at one point. And falls off after the race.
And down you go. Fortunately, he fell off after the race. A touch embarrassing, but he's forgotten about that now because he's picked up a valuable 3 points. And it was a great performance. Looked like he might have thrown it away with Martin Vasilek very nearly getting his nose in front, but great recovery from Jack Holder. That will have settled him down. He's had a strong start to tonight. He's on 4 points from 2 rides. Good stuff from him. So heat number 6 then. Jason Doyle keenly looking on, having to be patient. He's not out until heat number 8. So on the inside in red is Freddie Lindgren. Gate number 2 in blue is Maciej Janowski. Ty Wolfenden coming out of gate 3 in white. And Bartosz Smarslik, who really did have to work overtime for his 3rd place in his first ride. He goes from the outside. Big lineup this.
This is a big heat. This could be a final in any GP.
Absolutely right. Rafael Dubroki there looking on, the Polish team manager, keeping an eye on his riders here. Freddie Lindgren missed out on his first ride. Very keen to get amongst the points this time for sure on the inside. Big lineup. Plenty of experience here. Plenty of Grand Prix victories on the start line here for heat number 6. Green light comes on now. Away we go. It's an even break. Freddie Lindgren's made a good start, but look at Smarslik. Sweeps across from the outside. Janowski comes through in the 2nd place. Now Freddie Lindgren trying to respond. Charges up the inside into turn 3. Fires himself into 2nd place. Janowski responds. Brilliant stuff from Janowski to come back into 2nd place. Wolfenden's out the back. Now Lindgren. Lindgren's back up the inside. What a speedway race for 2nd and 3rd. Smarslik's out in front. All the fireworks are going on behind him. Smarslik now pulling away out in front. Freddie Lindgren riding out of his skin in 2nd place. Yeah, sensational.
The race has settled down now, but Lindgren and Janowski just trading places for fun. Smarslik's pretty much checked out, looking reasonably comfortable, and we're starting to see the dirt line actually just beginning to give them a little bit more traction now on the edge of it. Still too deep and wet on the outside, but Janowski's not giving up yet.
Janowski around the outside in the last corner. Freddie Lindgren just straightens up. There's going to be a run to the line.
He's done it. He's done it.
What a ride there. Freddie Lindgren just got caught out. He's gone down as well after the race. I think so has Maciej Janowski. They're all struggling to stay on the outside.
You don't want to be that way.
You do not. What a speedway race that was. Bartosz Smarslik, sensational from the outside. Swept round his opposition. Won in fine style. But the battle for 2nd was just wonderful stuff to witness. And you've got to give Freddie Lindgren, you've got to feel for Freddie there. 3 points for Bartosz Smarslik. Maciej Janowski in 2nd place, 2 for him. Great ride from Janowski. Freddie Lindgren relegated to 3rd, and Ty Wolfenden missing out this time. But wow, that was action-packed.
Yeah, I said that race had settled down, but Janowski had other ideas. He hadn't settled down at all. You can see now it's Lindgren from the inside. Smarslik just gets across. He gets down low as far as he can. He just uses that dirt line. The very edge of it now is producing plenty of grip, and it's just where you want to be. But look how close this is. Whoa. Lindgren just steaming up the inside of Janowski, steaming through. He's not tempted to run across the corner. He stays down low on the slicker, drier surface. But these guys really going at it for the entire race. And just when I thought Janowski was out of it, that he'd settled for the 1 point, oh no, he's got other ideas.
Yeah, they come out of this last corner. Half a mistake from Freddie Lindgren, and he pays dearly for that by dropping a point. And for Fredrik Lindgren, after 2 rides, he's only got 1 point. A tough start for the Grand Prix, but Smarslik's put his campaign right back on track here tonight. Wins that race, moves on to 4 points from 2 outings. So, wow, let's take a breath. Heat number 7. It's fast and furious stuff, that's for sure. It's got everybody on the edge of their seats. Can't take your eyes off it, people. This really has been an exciting night at Speedway. Conditions are certainly playing their part, there's no doubt about that. Inside gate in red is Mikkel Mikkelsen. Gate 2 is Anders Thompson in blue. Wozniak in gate 3 in white. And on the outside, Max Frick, who had a problem in his first ride, so he needs to get himself back amongst the points this time. Gate 4 certainly worked well for Smarslik.
Yeah, gate 4 does seem to be working better than you would think in these conditions, but as you rightly say, gate 4 was protected from the rain there just by the grandstand overhanging.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And so Max Frick will be hoping he's put those gremlins behind it, but that man, Mikkel Mikkelsen, he's hobbling around the pits, looking really uncomfortable. Fantastic first ride.
It was, and he looked very accomplished. He looked tidy on the bike. Wozniak looking for points as well. Missed out first time when Smarslik really beat him up for 2.5 laps. But anyway, heat number 7. Settling down nicely. Green light is on now. Tapes are up and away we go. Once again, gate number 4 seems to have worked. No, he hasn't quite got there. Then all of a sudden, Mikkelsen on the inside. What a first turn. It's battling down the back straight there. Brilliant stuff once again.
Yeah,
but Anders Thompson, brilliant round the outside of Mikkel Mikkelsen. Got to say, Wozniak now moving through into 3rd place, with Max Frick once again having a disappointing start to the Grand Prix, but 2 injured riders out in front here, the Danish pair, riding really strongly here this evening.
All 3 of the Danish riders have been in the wars in this last week, but all putting 100% effort in, and Anders Thompson, great first lap just to edge out Mikkelsen, who was quick in his opening ride. He looks pretty quick in this one too, so he's going to be happy with the start he's made to this Grand Prix.
Yeah, Wozniak just running a little bit wide there, but he's got plenty of room there. He's not under threat for 3rd place. Anders Thompson making that move early in the race. He's been kept right up to his work. Mikkelsen's going to have maybe one more try here in the last corner. Moves off the line, running wider in the dirt, coming out of the last corner, doesn't quite do it. Anders Thompson hangs on out in front. A Danish 1-2 there in heat number 7. Anders Thompson coming through, of course, rides for Style GORZÓW, a very popular man in these parts, that's for sure. Crowd are on their feet, enjoying that one. Max Frick out the back, disappointing for him, but there's no doubt you've got to show plenty of bravery out there tonight, Chris, because if you're not on top of your game, you're going to get penalised, you're going to get pushed back very quickly.
Yeah, particularly in the first turn, that's where you've got to be smart. You can't overexpose yourself there.
Indeed not. 3 points for Thompson. Mikkelsen in second, 2 for him. Wozniak picks up his first point of the night, 3rd place, and Max Frick, who's failed to score so far from 2 outings, is under pressure with 3 rides to come.
Now you can see Mikkelsen, great reaction there from gate 1, makes a good clear start, but Anders Thompson is just using the edge of the dirt that now is working. It's dried out enough, and it is giving you that little bit of extra traction than what you're getting around the inside. And we can see now he just starts to pick up that momentum. He's just gathering the pace, he's working the throttle, he's just got that bike working superbly, and manages to squeeze around the outside of Mikkelsen as they enter turn 3 on the first lap. He'll be very happy with that. But track settling down, we've got sort of 3 parts to the track now. We've got the slick dry bit on the inside where they've worn the track away. Then we've got a dirt line that's just dried out enough to work very, very well. And then, of course, beyond that, you've got a very deep, slushy, wet bit that, as we've seen after races, very difficult to ride.
Indeed. Heat number 8 then, this will complete the second block of races. Every rider will have completed 2 rides. And Patrick Dudek, they're just turning around. There it is, heat number 8. We've got Jason Doyle out here, who's had a long wait actually since his first ride, so he's had to be very patient indeed. He will go from the inside gate here. He's in red. Gate number 2 in blue is Robert Lambert. Gate number 3 in white is Pavel Shapelski, and his compatriot Patrick Dudek goes from the outside. Dudek, who I say again was absolutely top draw in Tetro 2 weeks ago. Robert Lambert riding well, a solid second place for him in his opening ride. So heat number 8, track's getting better. The action is certainly red hot out there. They had that rain coming through at an inopportune moment, but this track will come to the riders, and we're away. Superstar. Robert Lambert there gets a good start, but Dudek comes charging around the outside. What a first corner from Patrick Dudek. Really has nailed that. Robert Lambert settles in second place. Pavel Shapelski in 3rd. Doyle this time is trapped at the back. But how about that for a first corner from Patrick Dudek? Really worked it brilliantly there, Chris. And I've got to say, that dirt line in the first corner worked a treat for him.
Yes, indeed. As long as you don't go too far, you've got plenty of traction from that dirt line now. So you've now got decisions to make in the first turn, particularly if you're off the inside gates, whether or not to run to the dirt or whether to stray around the inside. And Jason Doyle struggling now. There's Patrick Dudek looking quite comfortably out front. I'm not sure I'd be having my right leg off the foot. Doyle's through.
Yeah, Doyle's through into 3rd place. Dudek's out in front. Lambert settles in 2nd place, but a hard charging ride there from Jason Doyle. Got to say there was a mistake there. Oh, once again, Shapelski's all over the place. Clouts the fence and he's down. I'm sure he's okay. He fell off fairly comfortably. Well, I don't know if you can fall off comfortably. Actually, he does look like he's actually quite knocked about, so we keep our fingers crossed that he's okay. It was a
awkward crash.
Tough race there between Jason Doyle. That little rat on the inside caught him out there on a couple of occasions.
Yeah, it's not big, but it's just in the wrong place.
It is indeed, and I've got to say that Jason Doyle was lurking, was able to capitalise on the mistake, but for that man, Patrick Dudek, That win there all of a sudden has transformed his evening. He picks up 3 points. Robert Lambert steady in second place, 2 for him. Handy point for Jason Doyle at the late on in the race, and Pavel Shapelski failed to score. Overall, after 2 rides each, 5 points for Vasilik Thompson and Mikael Mikkelsen. Bartosz Marslik back on 4, Jack Holder on 4, and Dan Bewley on 4, but plenty of racing to come, and this track is only going to get better.
My mama told me, she said, son, don't live in a place where love won't grow. It's hard on a woman to love her man when he can't reach his destiny. And that's why I gotta move on.
Born Confident, the new Volkswagen T-Roc. Also available as a cabriolet.
Here's some refreshing news. The EE Summer Sale is here. Save a cool 528 pounds on the epic Samsung Galaxy S22 when you trade in your old device. And it's on the UK's best network. Cherry on top, why not get 3 months free on the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4? Now that's refreshing. That's more bang for your buck. Save 528 pounds on the epic Samsung Galaxy S22. But hurry, offer ends 30th of June.
Even from a young age, I was fearless.
I didn't care that I was a girl playing in a boys' team. I just wanted to keep scoring.
Make my family proud.
And inspire young girls
to write their own story. Pandora for every story.
A villa for a family reunion, plus space to escape. A private villa, plus plenty of smiles. A place to relax, plus enjoy some quality time. At Villa Plus, we've handpicked our villas for over 30 years, giving you spectacular choice, plus perfect memories. Find your summer holiday at villaplus.com. Villa Plus, it all adds up to amazing.
Chromebooks are a different way to laptop, starting with the Everything button. So you can find your files or apps and even answers online instantly. And Chromebooks are secure with virus protection that's built in. So no more of this and a lot more peace of mind. So peaceful. So if you're ready to upgrade to fast, easy and secure, don't just switch to a new laptop. Switch to a different way to laptop. Switch to Chromebook.
Hey, yo, check this out. Bustin' on the scene, moving like a dream. It's nothing you've ever seen. We're breaking all the rules, anything we choose. Verify, living proof. I got something new. We're breaking all the rules, anything we choose. Verify, living proof. I got something new.
Racing will be absolutely sensational. So now, waiting for heat number 12. We're in Poland. It's the 3W FIM Speedway GP of Poland. And we've got a packed house here in the Edward Janssens Stadium. Terrific atmosphere, and the Poles are delighted because Smarslik won his last time out, and he's out again here in heat number 9. We'll do just a little bit of a promotion about the next Grand Prix, of course. We're going to Cardiff in the Principality Stadium once again. Terrific to be going back there since we haven't been there since 2019. All sorts of entertainment going on. We've got legends of the sport coming. We've got race winners coming. It's 2 for 1 as well, because we've got a SGP2, the second round, on the Sunday after the Saturday night. So effectively 2 Grand Prix for the price of 1. So there's no doubt that the Principality will be heaving, I'm sure. Lots of people excited about going back to Wales.
Yeah, looking forward to that one. It's going to be a festival of Speedway weekend. That one's going to be a great weekend.
Absolutely right. So we're up at tapes now. Heat number 9, third ride for these riders. Mikkel Mikkelsen going great guns. Leon Madsen out here as well, looking to bounce back. And you've got to say that Bartosz Zmarzlik, after a pretty ragged opening ride for a third place, looked much more like himself when he won from fine style from the outside gate than his second outing. And he's there doing a bit of gardening on the inside this time, but it's a great effort for Mikkel Mikkelsen. Very disappointing in Prague and Tetero, but so far tonight he's looking really good. So on the inside is Bartosz Zmarzlik in red, Patrick Dudek going great coming out of gate number 2 in blue, Leon Madsen in white, and gate 3 and gate 4 is Mikkel Mikkelsen. And there's no doubt that outside run in the first corner is beginning to produce a lovely dirt line, and you can really utilise it.
Yes, you can. That cushion in between the slick and the slime is now working quite well, so you've got to be careful, as Jack Holder was just saying in his interview. You go too far and then you just lose all of your advantage completely.
Will dry, won't it, in time? You've got to believe that at some point this evening you're going to be able to really go. It's going to be heavy as well, so it is tricky out there. You're going to have to know when the right moment is. And Patrick Dudek, 182 beats per minute there. He's certainly got the adrenaline pumping through his veins. After that last ride where he was out in front, really did look very good indeed. So here we go then, heat number 9. All eyes at the moment from most of the crowd are on the rider on the inside. Tapes up, away we go. Mikkelsen's made a great start from the outside, but it's been pushed wide. Look at that forceful move from Bartosz Zmarzlik round the inside. Dudek into second place. Madsen hanging on for third, but Dudek was there. I thought for a moment Dudek was going to get the better of Zmarzlik, but Zmarzlik had other ideas. He's run wide there, a little bit untidy as he completed the first lap. Hugging the inside through turns 1 and 2. Dudek's really there, on the pace, showing great speed, but Zmarzlik, it's going to be a tough move now to beat him from there. Zmarzlik now looking over his shoulder, beginning to pull away. Great ride from the championship leader.
Zmarzlik only knows one way. That's flat out all action style of his now, just settling down, pulling away. Did think that Patrick Dudek had the speed on the first lap, but unfortunately for Mikkelsen, he really did miss out after making actually probably the best start of the 4 riders, but he just didn't quite get across.
Into the last corner then, Zmarzlik's winning at the canter here, under pressure early from Dudek, but the crowd are on their feet. They're loving that. Back-to-back wins for the championship leader, moving on to 7 points from 3 outings. All of a sudden, normality is restored, and the crowd favourite is producing some stunning riding. Good ride from Dudek back in second place. Handy 2 points for him. Mikkelsen will be frustrated with that. Looked like he'd made it for a moment from the outside. Just missed out in the first corner. That man was ruthless in the first corner. Made that first corner his. Picked up a great win.
Yeah, he would have seen Mikkel Mikkelsen trying to get across, but he just fully committed to that turn.
3 points for Bartosz Zmarzlik then. Patrick Dudek back in second place, 2 for him. Leon Madsen in third, 1 point, and Mikkelsen misses out this time.
Disappointing first ride for Zmarzlik, but 2 wins since then. We can see here, Mikkelsen just looks like he's going to get across, but then Dudek, he just finds as he's coming across to the inside, he just gets loses his traction, and Dudek's there. And at this point, it looks like Dudek's going to have the speed to cut back and get back up the inside of Zmarzlik. But Zmarzlik's so brave in these conditions to use that little bit of dirt that's just built up on the bottom of the fence to shoot his way into the corner. Gives him that extra speed entering the corner, gets himself in front of Dudek, and pretty plain sailing from there.
It was indeed. And Bartosz Zmarzlik is looking set for the semi-finals already on 7 points, leading the way. Dudek's going nicely with 6 as well. He's having a good Grand Prix, building on the confidence from 2 weeks ago with that win in Tetero. So heat number 10 here, and Ty Wolfenden's out. Wolfenden needs points, even at this early stage. He's on 2 points from 2 outings. He's got the gate 4. We've seen him bounce back before. He's going to have to do it here. Tough race though. Dan Bewley's going well. Anders Thompson was a winner last time as well, so Far from easy. Grand-Prix Speedway really is pressurised. There's no easy races out there, that's for sure. Szapelski on the inside in red. Bewley in blue out of gate number 2. Anders Thompson out of gate 3 in white. And Ty Woofenden from the outside in yellow. Big race for Woofenden here.
Massive race for Woofenden. And we were just looking at that overhead shot, and it does look like the run from gate 4 has gone quite slick. And we heard Jack Holder saying that the inside has now gone a little bit greasy. So I think that's why we're seeing the riders struggling now to get across. But if anyone can do it, Ty Woofenden can.
So we'll wait and see what he can produce. He often does something special from the outside. Here we go, the tape's up. He's made a great start, comes across. What a start from Woofenden, that's textbook. Absolutely out of the top draw there from Woofenden. Disappointing last time. Wow, what a start that is. Bewley comes roaring around the outside. Szapelski's there in third place.
Bewley's
Keep your eyes on
speed.
Bewley. Keep your eyes on Bewley. He's flying in second place. Woofenden now coming back to the mid-track, trying to find some grip, trying to find some speed, but Bewley is certainly threatening in second place. Runs in deep into turns 3 and 4, roaring around the outside. There's no question Woofenden's vulnerable. Bewley pushing on. Bewley hits the front. What a ride from Dan Bewley, Chris.
That was absolutely superb. He looked like he had the speed to charge through on the inside on the previous lap. Back down to that one. I think it was probably the right move. He didn't panic. He knew he had the speed. He just had to wait for a clear opportunity. And the minute Ty left that gap on the outside, Dan Bewley carrying so much speed and riding so smoothly.
Into the last corner, Dan Bewley riding out of his skin there. What a pass that was. Superb start after a superb start from Ty Woofenden. It looked like from there he was going to be a winner all night long, but Dan Bewley had other ideas. Swept around the outside. Silky smooth ride from Dan Bewley. 2 Brits congratulating each other on the back straight. Well, a lot of people fancying Dan Bewley here this evening on rides like that. 7 points to his name after 3 rides. Tell you what, that was very impressive. Dan Bewley 3 points. Ty Woofenden back in second, 2 for him. Szapelski picks up a point. Thompson this time missing out. Wow, winning a race and last in a race. Tough out there tonight, Chris.
It is tough out there. Conditions, as you said earlier, are a leveller, but they are settling down. And we can see from the start, it looks like Dan Bewley's actually made a good start, but he just gets squeezed out as they get to the corner. Ty Woofenden pulling clear, Szapelski on the inside. But Dan Bewley, a really accomplished ride. He just had to deal with Szapelski to start with. Then he chases down Ty Woofenden. Looks like he can make a move up the inside, backs out of that one, doesn't panic, knows he's got the speed. Look at his body language as he uses the dirt line there. He's actually got the bike driving into the corner. It was absolutely fantastic ride.
Superb ride from Dan Bewley. Out of the top draw there, there's no doubt about that. Had the speed, had the confidence, had it all going on. And quite clearly delighted with that.
Why wouldn't you be?
Oh, well, you would be. That to pass a 3-time world champion in a Grand Prix is no easy feat, and he did it in some style. So we're moving on again here, heat number 11, and track's getting better. No rain in the air. That's fingers crossed that it stays away and conditions can continue to improve. Racing's great. Enjoying this, thoroughly enjoying it, that's for sure. Every race is a thriller. That's got on the edge of our feet. Freddie Lingren on the outside there. Couldn't believe what happened to him last time. Chris Holder here keenly looking on. Jack Holder, his brother, is out here. Going well, Jack.
Very well, yeah.
Looking good. Robert Lambert's having a steady night as well. Wants to get his nose in front, I would think, very soon if he can. So on the inside in red is Robert Lambert. Gate number 2 is Jack Holder in blue. Max Frick coming out of gate number 3 in white. Needs points. And Freddie Lingren also needs points. Just got 1 point to his name so far. So riders already under immense pressure here in Frick and Freddie Lingren. They are desperate for 3 points right now.
Yeah, this is the point in the meeting when you can start to, if you can put in a good race, you can just take a little bit of pressure off yourself.
You can indeed. Robert Lambert settling down, eager to get on with the action. Jack Holder also coming in, beginning to find his confidence, beginning to find his feet in Grand Prix Speedway. Green light is on, tapes are up and away we go. Good start from Lambert. Gotta say, that's a smashing start on the inside. It goes through to the outside. Look at that from Freddie Lingren. Read that, but what a recovery that was from Robert Lambert. Really did power on down the back straight. Got his nose in front, got himself on the dirt line and completes the first lap out in front. Max Frick this time is in the points with Jack Holder out the back, but Robert Lambert is going to have to wind it on out in front because Freddie Lingren will not give up in second place.
Kelvin, you said Robert Lambert just needed a little bit of fresh air to get himself sorted out. Well, he's got that now and he's just easing edging away from Freddie Lindgren. He's not pulling away. Oh, Freddie just using the ruts there. He's just made about 3 yards up in one corner. Fantastic from him. And
Here we go.
around the inside, he's got that bike hooking up.
Oh, this
he
is
hasn't
tight.
quite got the traction, but Robert Lambert, his eyes in the back of his head here.
Freddie Lindgren round the outside, powering on, coming on down the back straight. What a move from Freddie Lindgren. Robert Lambert there just, he's straightened up. This is going to get very close on the way to the line. Oh my goodness, once again. Oh, Lindgren's gone down as well after the start. Oh, what a speedway race once again. Freddie Lindgren won there, but then has the embarrassment of not being able to stay up, so slippery on the outside there. But what a ride from Freddie Lindgren there. That move around the outside on the last lap down the back straight. Brilliant stuff from him on the edge of the dirt. Robert Lambert possibly rode a little bit too conservatively there. Yeah. Freddie Lindgren, 3 points for him. Robert Lambert back in second place. Consistent tonight, Lambert. Max Frick amongst the points for the first time, and Holder missing out. But once again, this speedway here in the Edward Yancey Stadium is absolutely top draw stuff. We're loving it.
Yeah, Robert Lambert had his chance, got his fresh air, but he didn't make the most of it. I think you're right, Kelvin. I think he rode just a little bit conservative. I think he was a little bit concerned about making a mistake. Absolutely fantastic start. Clean air from there. Goes to the outside. Looks like Lindgren's going to be able to make the cutback work. Doesn't do so, and it looks like on lap 2 that Robert Lambert's just edging away, but Freddie Lindgren putting all the pressure on Lambert, just forces him out into the dirt. And now he gets defensive. Now he goes to the inside. That was his mistake. As soon as Freddie Lindgren realised that he'd got the pressure on him, he's just able to squeeze around the outside. Tight move, great racing. And can just see there, he's just making the bike work. Lambert thinks he's got the job done, but he has to turn because Freddie Lindgren is not getting off the gas.
No, he was not. He was there. He was a tiger behind Robert Lambert there. Needed that. Freddie Lindgren really did need that. He'd had a tough start to the night, but 3 points there, moving on to 4, gives him a chance of a semi-final spot. Great speedway race once again. This crowd really are enjoying themselves here this evening. It's a really clammy, hot night, but the speedway really is red hot out there, that's for sure. No quarter being asked. Everybody giving 100%. Tough to be consistent. Robert Lambert's had 3 second places. On the inside is Martin Vasilik in red. Jason Doyle out of gate number 2 in blue. Gate number 3 in white is Maciej Janowski. And off the outside, the wild card, Simon Wozniak. Style Gorzów rider looking for some points here from the outside. We are now receiving news about Szapelski. He's hurt his thumb on his hand, but it's not going to stop him riding tonight, which is great news. So Jason Doyle, who had a hard-fought 3rd place last time after a stunning ride in his opening ride, he'll be looking to build on that now, but Vasilik alongside him on the inside gate. He won't be an easy man to beat, that's for sure. Go. Heat number 12, we're away. Martin Vasilik has made a stunning start from the inside. Hits that first corner, drives up the banking, hits the dirt. Brilliant stuff for Martin Vasilik, pulling away out in front. Doyle now stamps his authority in second place with Janowski on the inside with Wozniak out the back. But Martin Vasilik really riding fast here. What a start, what a first corner. Martin Vasilik, wow, he's going great guns in front.
Yeah, Vasilik looking great up front. And Jason Doyle really having to work hard. He's now chosen to get his bike right in the dirt there. Seems to be the fastest place, but you're always concerned. It's a long way round. Someone like Janowski, who is absolutely desperate to add to his 2 points, just can't make it stick.
Here we go, they're running wider and wider now. Doyle just having a sneaky look over his shoulder to see where Janowski is. Martin Vasilik is comfortable out in front. Doyle's a bit untidy in second place. A bit ragged coming out of turn 2 on the last lap. Far from ragged out in front is Martin Vasilik. A textbook ride from him. Picks up another race win. Home crowd delighted with that. Of course, he's a fan favourite here. He's won Grand Prix here in the past. Punches the air there. Clearly delighted to have ridden so well there. Couldn't do much more. Great start from the inside. 4 perfect laps. Plenty of speed. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, he's dropped just the 1 point tonight. Looks very accomplished, looks very happy out in those conditions. Seems to have the bike working very, very comfortably for him.
Great stuff for Martin Vasilik. He wins 3 points. Jason Doyle in second place, 2 points for him. Maciej Janowski back in third, 1 point. Not going good for Janowski, needs more. Simon Wozniak out the back. The wild card just been beaten up that time, but Martin Vasilik leading the way, 8 points out of 9. Great effort so far. Bewley on 7, Smarslik on 7, Patrick Dudek on 6, Doyle on 6, Robert Lambert on 6. So tight there, isn't it, with Anders Thompson and Mikkel Mikkelsen also on 5. Terrific Grand Prix, plenty of speedway to come.
The ever-changing weather around the world. Ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world. With Kumho Tire that has conquered all. There is no place you cannot go. Go with Kumho. Kumho Tire.
I'm on the next level, yeah, I know you heard about it. You know I'm bout it, and don't you ever doubt it. I'm incomparable, that's why they staring low. Turn up the stereo, check it out, check it out, check it out. You ain't seen nothing like this, nobody do it like this.
Miss Radical to serve. Right, please.
What's up?
Feel the connection with Wimbledon Uncovered in 360, powered by Vodafone. Available on wimbledon.com. Vodafone, official connectivity partner of Wimbledon.
It's hard-earned money. Control it with ease. With business tools by Summer, like the flexible POS system.
At BOTB, there are guaranteed dream car winners every week. Over £42 million worth of cars have been won.
I don't believe it.
And you could be next with 2 brand new car winners every week. And you can also add up to £50,000 cash in the Dream Car competition. Tickets start from just 80p. Enter now at botb.com and you could be the next big winner.
Get closer to the sports you love with Sky VIP, sponsors of Eurosport.
Pressure cooker atmosphere.
A zobaczymy, czy Państwo jeszcze to potrafią zatańczyć. Paweł Łaszta, gotowości?
So we are just having a grading break now. The tractors are out. There is generally after heat 12 a slightly longer pause, so it gives everybody just an opportunity to get some refreshments and take a breath, and also for ourselves as well, because it's been fast and furious so far. And Jason Doyle having a solid Grand Prix, there's no doubt about that. He sits handily on 6 points after 3 outings, so looking good for a semi-final spot. And as I say, in 2020 he made the final on both nights. It was a double header, and he'll be looking to do the very similar sort of effort here this evening. Martin Vasilik parked alongside him, going great guns as well, leading the Grand Prix. But it's been pretty red hot all the same. But let's get down to the pits with Scotty Nichols and Ty Wolfenden.
Yeah, Ty Whiffenden joins me now. Ty, obviously, a few of the boys, yourself included, weren't happy to start the meeting. You just tell us a little bit about what the conversation involved with Phil?
We just wanted him to scratch the track because the water was just sat on top and it was like little puddles everywhere, and dry underneath because the water, Bartek says the water just stays on top. So we asked him to scratch it. He refused and said, just go out. Is what it is.
Hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? But the track seems to be settling down a little bit now. There's a rut appearing in that turns 3 and 4. But how do you feel out on the track right now?
Yeah, right. Made a pretty good start from 4. Gate 3's gate 3, especially here. Yeah, start from gate 4 was pretty good. Just rode a little bit conservative on the inside. I did the first corner and went up and touched the dirt, and the wheel was spinning through it. It felt quite sloppy.
So did you feel you rode a bit conservative because of the stuff you were seeing on the monitors in between the races?
Nah, just when I rode from the start and then I drifted up to the dirt and it spun through it like slushy stuff. So I didn't get any traction. So I thought, all right, I'll peel to the inside, try catch a few ruts and get some speed around there. But then when Dan passed me, I followed him the next lap and realised that the bottom corner wasn't slushy, actually had some pull in it. So, yeah, one corner felt slushy and one corner was good, but is what it is.
Well, you know for next time. It's amazing how many thoughts you have in a race, but keep that mind focused. Good luck for the rest of the night.
Of course, thank you.
Yeah, smashing. Good to hear from Ty. He's on 4 points, so there's no doubt that he needs to push on, but he's got time to turn it around, that's for sure. See some highlights now. Just a brief look back of what we've witnessed so far. Yes, it has been very exciting indeed. And we're on with the action once again after a bit of track grading. Not that much, actually. We normally see a little bit more, but clearly being a little bit conservative with conditions. They don't want to spoil it. They're letting it dry as naturally as possible.
I think the organisers have made all the correct decisions as far as the track's gone tonight. Leaving it, I think, was the right thing to do. The grading they've just done, they've done a lot of focus, a lot of grading on the inside, trying to take out some of those ruts and just get the spikes in, just to take the slipperiness and greasiness off that inside surface. And yeah, I think we're gradually getting a very good racetrack.
We are, and I'm sure that it will just keep improving all throughout the night. Heat number 13 here, and all 4 riders are needing points, that's for sure. And they are going to have to produce something now if they want to make the semi-finals. We've got Freddie Lindgren here. Leon Madsen, who's been very consistent in the Grand Prix series up to this point, has had a difficult night. He's just sitting on 2 points, so needs a win here, that's for sure. So can he produce something? He's in the wars. Anders Thompson, there's compatriot there, just sitting calmly, waiting for his next ride. So here we are, heat 13 then on the inside in red is Simon Wisniak. Pavel Shapelski out of gate number 2. Gate number 3 in white is Freddie Lindgren, and Leon Madsen will go from the outside in yellow. This is a big race for Madsen. He's right there in the championship chase, and he needs to keep it going. Needs to try and turn his night around. He's found it tough for points so far this evening, just 2. If he can move on to 5 after 4, then he'll give himself a chance, maybe with 8 points or winning his last one to make the semis, but pressure is well and truly on. There we see Wozniak also finding points hard to come by. Just 1 point to his name so far, Chris.
Yeah, he has found conditions maybe not suiting him, but Freddie Lindgren, 4 points at the moment. Really needs points in this one. He's been in the thick of the action every time.
He has indeed. Pressure race then. All riders need points desperately. Green light's about to come on. Heat 13. Start Marshall just making sure that he's satisfied. He's happy now. Referee's on and away they go. So really close first corner there. Leon Madsen coming from the outside there. That's a good effort from him. He needed a win and he's responded. He's hit the front and the back straight. Freddie Lindgren is out of the picture here. He's going to have to work awfully hard to get amongst the points this time with Pavel Shapelski in 3rd place. Simon Wozniak there in second place, going really nicely, but out in front, Leon Madsen, just 2 points prior to this race. This is more like it from him. Gate 4 worked a treat, looking fast in front.
Yeah, as you say, looking fast in front, and I was just watching Freddie Lindgren trying at the back. He looks like he's got quite a wacky setup on the bike. It's working very hard. I think actually now he's breaking down, so maybe he's just got a bike problem, but Leon Madsen looking good out front. He'll be happy with this. He's very uncomfortable today with that whiplash injury he's got to his neck. But he'll be happy with 3 points.
He's out in front. He's through the last corner. Freddie Lindgren suffering all sorts of problems. Desperate for him, but Madsen, does that give him a lifeline? 5 points from 4 rides. 1 to come. 1 more qualifier to come. Could he sneak through? That's more like it from Madsen. Showed great character there after 3 really tough outings. Freddie Lindgren clearly despondent there, just cruising around, finishing the race. But for Leon Madsen, as I say, 5 points from 4. He will probably need to win his last ride, that's for sure. But the Danish guy, Danish rider who had a crash in the Danish Championship, and he wins there, 3 points for him. Wozniak back in second place, 2. Pavel Szapelski, third one, and Freddie Lindgren, that was not the thing he was looking for there, Chris, at all.
Disaster for Freddie, really needed points there to give himself a decent chance of a semi-final spot. But Leon Madsen works extraordinarily hard to get across there from gate 4, just runs, then goes to the edge of the dirt, the track working nicely after the track grade. Looks like the outside actually's dried out quite a bit during that track grade. They've just taken a little bit of the depth out of it, and the outside seems to be working better since that track grade. So I think now the track's really going to come to the guys. And Leon Madsen, once he got himself clear, was very, very comfortable. 2 points as well for Simon Wozniak after a tough start to the evening for him.
Yeah, good ride from Leon Madsen in front. As I say, maybe a lifeline there with a ride to come. He'll be coming out in heat number 17 for his last ride from the inside gate, but we've got 3 races to go before that. So we've got Ty Woofenden here, and this is another big ride for Ty. He's only got 4 points, so really does need to get going here. A win would be very handy indeed. Has found it difficult. Dan Bewley just found the right part of the track last time to actually just get the better of him. So heat 14 on the inside in red is Ty Woofenden. Now the gate number 2 in blue is Martin Vasilik. Gate number 3 is Robert Lambert, very consistent tonight. And off the outside in yellow is Mikkel Mikkelsen. But Martin Vasilik, he's the danger man here. 8 points out of 9, Chris. He's really going great, and he's really making some sensational starts.
Starts and first turns, yeah, absolutely perfect. Robert Lambert, as you say, consistent. 3 second places. I'm sure he'd love a win here.
Yeah, had his nose in front momentarily last time, but just got out-battled. Possibly a little conservative on the last lap, but 6 points from 3 outings. Still in a good position, that's for sure. 2 rides to come. Needs to keep it rolling now. Tough race here. Woofenden on the inside. Can he produce something special? Away they go. Tapes her up. Woofenden's got there alongside Martin Vasilik. Vasilik now gets his nose in front. Look at Mikkelsen. Mikkelsen, what a move from Mikkelsen. Absolutely charges through there. Meeting the sandwich. Hits the first turn. And he's gone. Martin Vasilik back. Wow, what a ride from Martin Vasilik. Brilliant stuff from him. Is there anything Mikkelsen can do about that? That was a stunning opening lap of Speedway. Woofenden's gone to the back with Robert Lambert now coming through into 3rd place, but Martin Vasilik out in front, riding out of his skin once again.
Oh, it's all happening here. Robert Lambert just changed his mind late on down the straight. He's got plenty of speed. He will know that Mikkel Mikkelsen's not 100% fit if he can put pressure on him. But Mikkelsen, with his injury, is doing fantastically well. But that man out front, settling down.
Robert Lambert out of shape there, but Martin Vasilik's got it all sewn up out in front. Strong ride for Mikkel Mikkelsen. Thought for a moment that move on the first lap was going to seal a win, but Martin Vasilik has other ideas. Moves on to 11 points from 12, dominating the Grand Prix so far, Martin Vasilik. Home rider, delights the crowd once again, desperate for Woofenden out the back. And a semi-final place for him is looking a long shot now. Mikkel Mikkelsen, even with that badly damaged knee, riding very well indeed. But Martin Vasilik, rider of the night so far, really looking good. Responded brilliantly there. Looked like Mikkelsen had that. but he showed great determination to come powering back up the inside.
How much speed did Mikkelsen have down that back straight?
Just got it hooked up brilliantly coming through that first corner. 3 points for Vasilik, stunning. Mikkel Mikkelsen back in second place, 2 for him, Lambert third, and Wuffenden missing out. Good Speedway race once again here.
Yeah, great Speedway race, great start from Mikkelsen. He's just given himself this chance here now. Just makes a run right through the gap there with Ty Wuffenden and Vasilik. And I can't believe how much speed he generated on the edge of the dirt. I can see it once again now. Looks like Ty Wuffenden's made a decent start, but he just runs across the track there. I think that was the what made it look even more impressive for Mikkelsen, was the fact that Vasilik just lifted and lost his forward momentum. And then Vasilik, taking no prisoners, steams up the inside of Mikkel Mikkelsen and just goes away. Great stuff from him. Robert Lambert, in the meantime, just looking to the outside of Ty Wuffenden once again. We're seeing Ty just rounded up round the outside. Seems to be riding just a little bit conservatively.
Hasn't quite got the setup, hasn't quite got the speed tonight. But for that man, he's got the setup, he's got the speed. He's leading away from the front. He's only dropped 1 point so far this evening. Great effort from Vasilik. Looking good tonight. So we're back at tapes again. Heat number 15. Going to see Dan Bewley here going from the outside. Maciej Janowski is desperate for points. It's been a disappointing night for Janowski. He's only got 3. He needs a win. If he wants to make the semi-finals, probably going to need 2 wins. A win and a second at the very least. Otherwise, his Grand Prix is going to be over. So, here we go then. Heat 15 on the inside is Patrick Dudek in red. Max Frick alongside him in blue in gate 2. Gate number 3 in white is Maciej Janowski. And Dan Bewley flying this evening. Looking good, goes from the outside in yellow.
Janowski's under a lot of pressure here. Absolutely desperate for 3 points.
He's got to do it. His World Championship chase is faltering a little bit here. Didn't go to plan in Tetero. It's been a tough night so far this evening. Such a talented rider. A win could turn his fortunes around, though. Such an elegant rider. Has speed. When he gets it all together, he really is an eye-catching rider. Max Frick has had a tough time this evening. That man, though, in fine form, Bewley. Rode here last weekend, actually, for Wrocław in the Extra League, so this place is fresh in his mind. Tapes are up, heat number 15, and we're away. Bewley's made a good start from the outside. Dudek says we're there. Dudek there in the middle of the track. Bewley's gone too wide. He's got beaten up down the back straight. Janowski's coming through there. Bewley once again really railing it round in the dirt in turns 3 and 4. Wow, how did Bewley do that? He had to hang on to his motorbike big time there. But Dudek has responded. He charges down the back straight, stretching away out in front. Janowski back in 3rd place. That's not enough. Oh, Bewley almost running in the back of Dudek. Wow, that's exciting stuff down in turns 3 and 4. Dudek hanging on out in front and Bewley pushing awfully hard in 2nd place.
The roost from the back of Dudek's bike nearly knocked Dan off his bike there. He was running up, generating so much speed. He has got the faster motorbike. I think he is riding a little faster than Dudek, but he just can't find that opening.
Now, Dudek's in the right place, that's for sure, on the edge of the dirt. Stunning move on the opening lap. Bewley's been the entertainer back in 2nd place, but Patrick Dudek, all of a sudden, he's in the thick of the action now. What a ride from Patrick Dudek. Moving on to 9 points. That's a great effort from him. Looked for a moment that Bewley was going to do it from the outside, but Patrick Dudek just got himself in the right place coming out of the first corner. Bewley just running a little bit too wide. Maybe it's a bit slushy out there, got a little untidy. But that's Patrick Dudek at his best there.
It certainly was. I was actually convinced in that first turn that Dan Bewley had done everything right, but just went a little bit too far on the track.
3 points for Patrick Dudek then. Dan Bewley back in 2nd place, 2 for him. Handy 2 points for Dan Bewley. Maciej Janowski, that's not enough. Disappointing Grand Prix for Maciej Janowski. And Max Frick misses out this time.
Great start from Dudek on the inside, works all the way to the corner, has to run in quite hot and straight line it. And that's when Dan Bewley just goes a little bit too far. Janowski with a great run up the inside. Looks like he's going to get himself ahead of Bewley, but you can see Bewley just sitting back on the bike, trying to generate as much traction into the corner as he possibly can whilst chasing down Dudek. But a masterclass from Dudek. He knew exactly where to ride. Every move that Dan Bewley made, even though he had slightly more speed than Dudek, just wasn't able to make it stick.
Look at this stuff from Bewley.
Stuff. I mean, look, here he nearly gets knocked off the back of the bike with that roost.
Yeah, the dirt hitting his lead there slowed him up. Great ride from Patrick Dudek. They'll be pleased with that. As I say, he's now looking very strong on 9 points, lying second in the Grand Prix at this stage, and probably almost certainly through to the semi-finals. So heat number 16, each rider will have completed 4 rides. We've got Anders Thompson there on the outside. Hans Nielsen, the Danish team manager, 4-time world champion, of course, keeping an eye on his charges. Be pleased with Madsen last time, but he'd be keen for Thompson to do well here. On the inside is Jack Holder in red, Bartosz Marslik, gate 2 in blue, gate 3 is Jason Doyle in white, and Thompson going from the outside in yellow. Cool, this is going to be a good race.
Competitive race, it's fair to say. Every single one of them needs points. This is a very, very big race.
It is. Marslik's been dynamite in his last 2 outings, winning back-to-back heats after a tough opening gambit with 3rd place. Doyle is looking solid as well. Something's going to give here. Gate number 2 for Marslik. Can he make it work? Gate 1's been working well recently. Here we go then. Jack Holder makes a great start on the inside. Super stuff from him. It's tight going into the first corner. Red lights are on.
Yeah, Jason Doyle moved at the start.
Be a warning for Doyle then. Alexander Leotosinski from Ukraine is the referee. Puts the red lights on fairly quickly there, with Doyle just rolling. And Phil Morris, the race director, will inform him. Let's watch it again.
Yeah, we can see just the rider in white here just takes a stab at, tries to anticipate it. And there he goes, and he's moving when the tapes go up, which is not allowed. They're still moving as they go up. It's the right call, you've got to bring one of those back.
Yep, that's not permitted these days. Touch fortunate not actually to touch the tapes. So he will be in the rerun, but he will be issued a warning. And if he does that again, he will then be excluded. So he's going to have to be on his best behaviour when he goes round for the restart here.
Not unusual for Jason to get a warning.
No, he quite often is carrying a warning. Yeah. Does indeed. All 4 back then. And Jason Doyle doesn't want to do anything silly now because he's put himself in a good position, and he's looking good on 7, so he won't want to slip up now. That man there also on 7 points as well, Smarslik, so he'll be looking to build on that for sure.
I mean, he was under pressure there. Gate 3 hasn't won a race all night. Very, very difficult from there. I think he just, thought it's worth the gamble.
Yeah, Gate 3 there's no doubt that that's the toughest place to make a start from here this evening. So, he knew that, so quite clearly feeling the pressure of it, but we'll have to sit still this time. Second time of asking then for heat number 16. Every rider will have completed 4 rides. So here we go again. Green lights on, tapes are up, and away we go. Jack Holder's made a good start on the inside. Thompson's coming across from the outside. Thompson on the dirt. Thompson roaring around the outside. Great first corner from Anders Thompson. Jack Holder now through into 2nd place. Jason Doyle in 3rd. Now Bartosz Marslik hugging that inside. Can he come through into 3rd place? He does.
Doyle
big move from there. Doyle now back up the inside. Does repay the compliment, but Smarslik's read it beautifully. Back up the inside and relegates Doyle to the back. But Anders Thompson, great first corner from him. Jack Holder there hanging on in 2nd place, but I tell you what, Bartosz Marslik is there fighting hard up the inside, but Anders Thompson, brilliant ride from him.
Yeah, Jack Holder now trying to get a bit defensive, riding all over the place down that straight. He knows that Smarslik's working inside. That gets awfully close.
Goodness gracious me, how on earth did Bartosz Marslik miss Jack Holder? Jack Holder now out of shape but hangs on to 2nd place. 1 more corner to go. Anders Thompson has ridden brilliantly here, picking up a win in heat 16, and Jack Holder, wow, that was a smashing ride for him. When I tell you what, Bartosz Marslik through the kitchen, sinking in there as he came up the inside. Thought he was going to run in the side of him, and he just gets the solitary point there. But for Jack Holder, he's enjoying a really good Grand Prix. But Anders Thompson, well, that's a handy win for him. He moves on to 8 points. Terrific stuff in that first turn. And there's no doubt that he will be chuffed to bits with that. 3 points for Thompson. Jack Holder, an entertaining ride there for 2 points. And Bartosz Marslik, once again, 3rd place for him. Moves on to 8 points. Martin Vaslik leading the way on 11. Dudek on 9. Bewley on 9 as well. Thompson on 8. Smarslik 8. Mickelson 7. Lambert 7 as well. Jack Holder going nicely on 6. Doyle's on 6. So there's no question there's going to be some real pressure.
Meet the crossover redefined, where advanced technology meets dynamic design for an intelligent, empowering driving experience. The feeling of confidence that comes through innovation, reimagined for the beautiful storm called life. The award-winning Nissan Qashqai, electrified with mild hybrid power. And coming soon, e-Power, a unique electrified experience, unplugged.
Here's some refreshing news. The EE Summer Sale is here. Save a cool 528 pounds on the epic Samsung Galaxy S22 when you trade in your old device. And it's on the UK's best network. Cherry on top, why not get 3 months free on the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4? Now that's refreshing. That's more bang for your buck. Save 528 pounds on the epic Samsung Galaxy S22. But hurry, offer ends 30th of June.
Oh, you're not going to believe this, Mo. You've won.
What?
Yeah! Come on! My ticket! I'm coming too, Mo. Oh, sorry. The wind's got Mo's lottery ticket. Come on! It's going top beans.
The National Lottery.
Heinz declares this the summer of sauces. Come on, give it some welly. Give it all you've got. And I'd give that another 5 minutes if I were you, mate. We all want to give moments to remember. So for a summer like no other, oh, give it flavour like no other. Give it some Heinz.
Life isn't meant to be a struggle. Let your garage door do all the work. Get an electric roller door from GORZÓW. Enjoy easy access with a fully fitted roller door from just $8.95. And we'll even take your old garage door away. Book a free survey now. There's no salesman, no pressure and no hidden extras. All prices are on our website. Go to gorzow.co.uk or call free on 0808 22 55 895 today.
Hello, GORZÓW! So, I'm a beachside hotel. As you can see, I'm pretty relaxed. I don't mean to brag, but I do have multiple pools. I'm looking for someone who likes sand and sun. Active types are cool. I know a lot of fun spots. If you have kids, great. I'm great with kids. And, yeah, that's me. Beachside hotel.
Chromebooks are a different way to laptop, starting with the Everything button. So you can find your files, or apps, and even answers online, instantly. And Chromebooks are secure, with virus protection that's built in. So no more of this, and a lot more peace of mind. So peaceful. So if you're ready to upgrade to fast, easy, and secure, don't just switch to a new laptop. Switch to a different way to laptop. Switch to Chromebook.
We're very much looking forward to that. So, yeah, a bit more track grading going on. So, okay, we can get back down to the pits now. Scotty Nichols is there for us. We can get some more reaction with him now.
Yeah, we're trackside with Bjarne Pedersen. Bjarne, Martin Vasilik's having a superb night tonight. What's been the change?
Well, you know, it is his home track, so we expect a big night tonight, but don't forget, you know, he's a 16 good rider here tonight, so and the bit of rain before he won really damaged a bit, but you know, he got the spirit, and you know, we're trying to push him as hard as possible.
Yeah, he says his home track. We're just looking at the tracks right over us by the fence here. The track is looking like it's getting really deep on the outside. Is that something that he likes? Is he excited about the track, the way it's going?
Yeah, I think the track is changing in our favor for the moment. It's more and more GORZÓW track, so yeah, I don't know if we have not really changed too much on the bike tonight, but so far so good, yeah, but a long way to go.
And you think a lot of the time with Martin, it's more about him than the bike. He's very much a mental rider. Do you think the gap between the GPs has helped him?
Well, you know, he's been, you know, we have changed a few things around in the start of the season, and he's just feeling more and more confident out there and believe a bit more in himself. Try to tell him how good he is every time, and he is one of the best, and he showed this tonight.
Whatever you're saying to him's working right now, Bjarne.
So far, so good, yeah. Thanks, Joe. All right.
Yeah, good to hear from Bjarne Pedersen, a world-class rider in his own right, of course, recently retired. Good to see him there working in the pits with Martin Vašilik. And there's no question that the confidence is high in that camp. And he is riding superbly well here this evening.
Yeah, Martin Vašilik meets Bartosz Zmarzlik in heat 19. There's going to be some fireworks there. They're both on the outside gates.
Yeah, teammates as well, of course, but this is an individual event, so no quarter will be asked or given, that's for sure. Maciej Janowski, what's going on there? It's a disappointing time for him. We talk about it often. Such a talented rider, can win Grand Prix, but unfortunately in the last 2 or 3 Grand Prix it hasn't gone his way. I fancied this was an important Grand Prix for him to really put pressure on Zmarzlik, but unfortunately it hasn't worked out. But, yeah, can he salvage a little bit of pride here with a win in his final outing? Don't think he's going to make the semi-finals, even with a win. 7 points, well, you can make the semi-finals on 7, but it's not often the case. Leon Madsen as well out here. What a race this is for Leon. 5 points.
5 points, yeah.
Needs a win. Great ride from him last time when he came from the outside. So, yeah, pressure is on. I did say earlier that these last round of races are going to be highly pressurised, and when you look at it and you look at the point-scoring situation, there is plenty of pressure here.
There are so many riders capable of just putting in a good ride and making the semi-finals.
Yeah, you really have got to produce now. Goggles going on. They've been given the all-clear. The track is ready for them. And they make their way out. Madsen has been very consistent. He has struggled with injuries. He's not fully fit tonight. He's got a neck injury. He's all strapped up the back of his neck. Clearly feeling the effects of that accident he had in the Danish Championship. But I say, if he can win this, all of a sudden he can salvage something out of tonight's meeting.
For sure, yeah, a win looks like it would almost certainly put him through with 2 race wins to finish. Goes in his favour, so definitely needs that race win.
Inside gate then for Leon Madsen. And Maciej Janowski, who has had a disappointing night. 4 points for him, a win, and then he'd have to cross his fingers if that would be enough. Possibly won't be, but stranger things have happened.
Yeah, Lambert probably needs 2 points to be 100% certain. Point could possibly be enough.
Yeah, he's on 7 points and had 3 second places and a third. Got to say, Anders Thompson was pretty spectacular last time with a win. He's looking good on 8. I would suggest that might already be enough, but he won't be resting on his laurels. He'll be pushing on to try and get as many points as he can to secure that semi-final place and get as good a gate pick as you possibly can. So heat number 17 on the inside then. In red is Leon Madsen. Gate number 2 in blue is Robert Lambert. Gate number 3 in white is Anders Thompson. And Maciej Janowski will go from the outside in yellow this time. Robert Lambert, there we see the lineup there. Leon Madsen on the inside, Lambert in 2, Thompson in 3, and Janowski on the outside in yellow. Anders Thompson's done well tonight to get 8 points. Ran a last in his third outing, but responded brilliantly with that first turn, didn't he?
Yeah, 2 race wins. He's been very, very quick when he's been in front as well. And as you say, he's made some good decisions in the first turn, made the bike work very well.
Heat 17. Crunch time for Leon Madsen, that's for sure. On the inside gate, needs a win. That man, also, it's crunch time for him. Going to have to win the race and then hope that 7 points possibly could be enough. We'll wait and see after the completion of the 20 qualifying races. Start marshal, just making sure they're okay. He's okay now, he walks away, green light's on. 17 and we're away. Madsen makes a good start, really good start from the inside. Hucks the inside, middle of the track. Thompson's coming at him. Lambert up the inside, but Leon Madsen, brilliant response. Anders Thompson charges up the inside of Robert Lambert into turns 3 and 4 on the opening lap. But Leon Madsen, after a disappointing start to the evening, has responded superbly. Oh, Maciej Janowski goes from bad to worse. He's slipped off at the back. Gets the bike up, the race will continue. Out in front though, Leon Madsen being chased hard by Robert Lambert in second place.
Yeah, Madsen is being chased down by Lambert. Lambert just overturning the bike there as he just runs to the outside. And a disastrous evening for Janowski. But Lambert is not giving up on Madsen. He is chasing him down. But Leon Madsen, once he gets the bike hooked up, he doesn't weigh very much. He's probably giving a few kilos to, or Lambert's giving a few kilos to him. So we know he's quick in a straight line. Here he
Robert
comes.
Lambert round the outside, but Leon Madsen's ridden a strong race there. Under immense pressure, you've got to give him an awful lot of credit to bounce back there with 2 wins to finish his qualifying races off. That moves him on to 8 points. That just could be enough. He's clearly not fully fit. Got a feel for Janowski, a night to forget for him. But Anders Thompson back in 3rd place, and a hard-charging ride for a 4th second place on the night for Robert Lambert. He's through to the semi-finals on 9, desperate for a race win. 3 points for Leon Madsen. Robert Lambert back in 2nd place, 2 for him. Anders Thompson, 3rd place there, and he's on to 9. And Matej Janowski finishing on 4. We won't see him again this evening. But there's the standings after heat 17. Anders Thompson going along nicely. Dudek as well with a race in hand, as has Dan Bewley. And Robert Lambert completes his qualifying rides and finishes on 9 points. And Leon Madsen, all credit to him.
Yeah, all credit to him. He is in a lot of discomfort with the whiplash injury that he's got from the start. There, Leon Madsen just works hard, fully commits himself to that turn, finds himself in the middle of the track, and he's got Lambert up the inside, but Anders Thompson just turns back and absolutely cruises through the inside. I thought at one point he was actually going to straight line Leon Madsen as well. Lambert then just moves out into the dirt and chases down Leon Madsen, but there we see Janowski just getting it all wrong, sliding off. Just seems his focus is somewhere else, and a terrible night for Magic.
Leon Madsen showing great character, battling hard, and finishes on 8 points. So heat number 18 then. Jack Holder having a good night. Ty Woofenden not having a good night. He is desperate for points. He's on 4. Possibly a race win may see him in, but it's going to be awfully tight when we come to the conclusion. Possibly won't be enough. Patrick Dudek, though, with the warm weather, his bike's feeling better, he's feeling better, and he's going. He's a fair weather rider, and he's going great guns this evening. Jack Holder's had a good night, you know. He's well and truly ensconced there. He's on 6 points, another couple here, and he could well be through to the semi-finals. On the inside in red, then, is Jack Holder. Ty Woofenden alongside him in blue. Gate number 3 is Wozniak in white, and on the outside is Patrick Dudek in the yellow helmet colour. Dudek, I think, could well win this race. You know, he's got a lot of speed, he's got a lot of experience now, and you just sense that he quite likes that run around that first corner.
Yeah, he's going to want to go into the semi-finals with a race win. It's going to fill him with a bit more confidence, sitting on 9 points. He's comfortable already.
Heat 18 hasn't been a night that Woofenden has really been looking for. Has a great record here, just hasn't panned out that way this evening. The tapes are up, and Woofenden's made a fantastic start from gate number 2. Hits that first turn up the banking. Here comes Patrick Dudek, comes flying through there with a great turn back into 2nd place. They're all going at it there with Jack Holder now being relegated back to the back. Got to say that Wozniak is working hard in 3rd place, but this is more like it from Woofenden. He's out in front, stretching away. What a start it was from gate 2.
Yeah, he owned the start and the first turn. Ty Woofenden looking much more like his old self there, that's for sure. But Patrick Dudek, the hole opened up in the first turn, and he just rode his bike through it, said thank you very much. 2 more points, that'll take him on to 11 and comfortably into the semi-finals.
Yeah, looking good. Patrick Dudek there in 2nd place, but Ty Woofenden, is this too little, too late? Such a shame, because he really is looking very accomplished out in front. The 3-time former world champion roaring away here. Will it be the last time we see it this evening? We'll have to wait and see, but finishes on 7, finishes with a good ride. Great start from gate number 2. Patrick Dudek, dynamite in the first corner, great turn back. He's had a solid night. He's comfortably through into the semi-finals on 11 points. Good work there, no doubt about that. Wozniak finishes his night. Hasn't been the night that he really wanted, but he's tried awfully hard. He's been involved in some really hairy races tonight. But for Ty Woofenden, it's really all about what could have been, you would suggest. Finishing on a ride like that, he'd be thinking, wish the Grand-Prix could start now.
Yeah, salvage something there. The best reaction, the best drive to the corner. A great decision when he got there, just picks up the edge of the dirt on the way out. Dudek says, thank you very much, lads. I'll take 2 points from this first turn. He hadn't made a great start. I can see there he wants to come across Jack Holder. He's not there. There's the hole that opened up for him. He just rides through the gap, comfortably taking second place. But I think that ride's going to leave Ty Wolfenden rather frustrated. He'll be thinking, where has that been all night?
Yeah, he was in front earlier on. He pretty much admitted that he was riding too conservatively and didn't quite manage to do it when it was Robert Lambert past him. But sorry, excuse me, Dan Bewley passed him earlier on. But this is the style that we've become accustomed to seeing from Ty Wolfenden, and as I say, it's a shame that we possibly won't see him again this evening on 7 points, but a frustrated camp, we would suggest.
Yeah, I think very much so. He's got a frustrated look on his face, just wondering if that could possibly be enough. I don't think it can be.
No, and I think he knows it. Yeah, that look on his face tells you everything. There are 2 more qualifying races before the completion of it, but there's no doubt that 7 points is certainly a nervous place to be, and he'll just have to wait and see how it pans out. Heat number 18, moving on. Max Frick is here. Freddie Lingman also has had a tough time tonight. Another rider with a great record here, and he's on 4 points, and a race win for him, we'll see him on 7, but whether that'll be enough, they may just miss out. Here we are, Bartosz Zmarzlik there, just working hard on the gate. He goes from gate number 4, Martin Vasilik, and gate number 3. Possibly doesn't want gate number 3 up against Bartosz Zmarzlik, but he is in flying form tonight, the Slovakian. Heat number 18 on the inside, then in red is Max Frick. Alongside him in blue is Pavel Szpilski. Gate number 3 in white is Martin Vasilik, and Bartosz Zmarzlik goes from the outside in yellow.
Zmarzlik's had a battle for his points tonight. He's 3rd place last time, battling with Jason Doyle and Jack Holder. He really has had to work hard for every single point he's scored.
He has, yeah. He's had 2 fine wins, but the 2 third places have been very action-packed and at times looks a touch hairy in truth, but he has such wonderful bike skills that even though it looks a bit out of control, he never seems to get off the bike, or very rarely in truth, but an important ride here for Bartosz Zmarzlik to keep pushing on. Championship leader. Janowski has slipped up tonight. An opportunity for Zmarzlik to pounce. Away they go. Frick's made a good start on the inside. Zmarzlik's there. Wow, round the outside. How about that? Absolutely textbook once again from Bartosz Zmarzlik. Going to be tough to catch him from there. Martin Vasilik now riding out of his skin round the outside. What a move that was from Vasilik to get the better of Pavel Szpilski on the opening lap. Now Martin Vasilik, look at the speed he's got in second place.
He's chasing Zmarzlik down. He's got plenty of speed. He had to come from gate 3. That's been a nightmare all night, but he's made a great job on the opening lap to get himself into second place behind Zmarzlik, and he is chasing him down.
He is indeed, but Zmarzlik's pretty much got this covered. He likes that outside run there. They're going wider and wider. The dirt's moved out now. They're hooking up, and Zmarzlik's stretching away. Great stuff early doors from Martin Vasilik to move himself into a solid second place. He'll be pleased with that. He's probably going to be leading the Grand-Prix after the completion of 20 races, but the crowd are on their feet. Bartosz Zmarzlik, the local hero, wins his 3rd race win of the evening. 11 points from 15. Hasn't been always plain sailing for him, but finishes his qualifiers off in style there. Martin Vasilik working very hard, momentarily putting pressure on Bartosz Zmarzlik. But that race was all about the championship leader.
It was. I think it was important for Vasilik just to keep the pressure on Zmarzlik, let him know he's there, let him know he can go as quick as we head into the semi-final stages.
Yeah, he made a statement for sure, Chris. Yeah, 3 points for Zmarzlik, 2 points for Martin Vasilik. Pavel Szpilski finishes with 3rd place there, and Max Frick, well, a night to forget for him. 13 points leading the way is Vasilik. Zmarzlik moves on to 11. 9 points for Thompson, Dudek on 9, Dan Bewley on 9, Lambert on 9 as well, Leon Madsen on 8, and Mikkelsen on 7, but he's got a ride to come, so those guys that are sitting on 7 points are extremely vulnerable. Here we go then.
I'm glad to see Zmarzlik does sweat. It does look a bit hot. He's working hard, but Max Frick there makes a decent start in red from the outside, runs across, but Zmarzlik's already built up that momentum around the outside. He's got the bike going forward, and I've got to say, Vasilik actually made a pretty good jump from 3, but you just don't seem to get a run to the corner. And his first lap here is absolutely outstanding, as Zmarzlik hits the front, and Vasilik just deals with Max Frick on the back straight, and then gets himself into second place ahead of Szpilski.
Yep. An accomplished ride there. That's what champions are made of. When the chips were down, he produced there. Martin Vasilek, as you said, made a good start there, but that run to the first turn, you just don't get the grip. Coming away from gate number 3 in the semi-finals, I would suggest that's going to be the final pick for the riders.
That one will be left.
Yeah, that's right. So here we are then, heat number 20. On the inside is Dan Bewley going great guns. Freddie Lindgren coming out of gate number 2 in blue. Mikael Mikkelsen having a good night as well. Gate number 3 for him. And on the outside in yellow is Jason Doyle, still searching for points. Still a very important race here for all riders, of course. But for Dan Bewley, I tell you what, he's having a great night. He sits in 5th place at this stage on 9. I tell you what, this is the best Grand-Prix so far for him, looking comfortable for the semi-finals. A win here, finishing on 12, he's going to get a very good pick for the semi-finals for the start place. So he still want to push on.
No, absolutely. He'll be wanting to take 3 points out of this race, and he has the least pressure of the 4 riders.
Yeah, that's right. Start Marshall just calling Freddie Lindgren forward. And here we go then. Green light comes on, heat number 20, and away they go. It's a good start from Bewley. He made a great start, actually. He was clear into the first corner. Doyle's coming roaring around the outside. Freddie Lindgren's in 2nd place, but Doyle now makes that his. But Bewley, what a start that was from him. Superb away from the inside. Doyle's coming through strongly now in 2nd. Freddie Lindgren back in 3rd, and Mikkelsen has missed out. That gate number 3 once again proving to be awfully difficult to win races from there. But look at the speed. Look at the speed of Dan Bewley. Eye-catching rider, out in the grip, powering away out in front.
The confidence that Dan Bewley has got in his equipment right now is absolutely outstanding. He's picking up so much speed, and I was really impressed with the first turn because he made a clear start. He wasn't tempted to go for the dirt. He realised the bike was
track record here, mate.
I don't think so, mate. He just didn't realise he didn't need to go to the dirt around the first turn. He's got that much confidence in what's going on underneath him.
Well, he's a country mile in front. A stunning ride from Dan Bewley, finishing off in style. Wants to pull a wheelie, didn't quite manage to do it. Finishes on 12 points. Absolutely dominant there, Dan Bewley. Class of his own. Finishes his qualifying heats off in tremendous style. Jason Doyle finishing with 2 points there. And that moves him on to 8. And that should be enough. We'll see how tight it is. Race wins are going to come into the equation here as well. There's no doubt about that. But for Dan Bewley, he has no such concerns. He sits in 2nd place after the qualifying races and is in fine form. And if he can keep it up, he's going to be a major threat here for Schmarzlik and Martin Vasilek. There's no question of that. So could well have 2 Brits through to the semi-finals. Here we see the result, 3 points for Bewley. Stunning, absolutely stunning. Jason Doyle out in front. Jason Doyle back in 2nd place, 2 points for him. Freddie Lindgren in 3rd, and Mikael Mikkelsen just misses out that time. At a crucial time, actually, for Mikkelsen. That could be very costly.
Yes, and it looks like Jason Doyle has just crept into the semi-finals, but you can see Dan Bewley there. He knows that there'll be people having gone to the dirt from the outer gates, but he's just crept around the inside, mid-track. He hasn't panicked and gone straight to the dirt line and left that big hole for everybody to chase through. And here it gets a little bit hairy for him because the bike straightens up dramatically as he goes sideways into that dirt.
Just reassess that.
Dramatic. It was dramatic. He frightened me to death.
He did indeed, yeah. He had to take a deep breath in, but
how fast was he, though?
It was a terrific ride from Dan Bewley and smoothly through to the semi-finals.
Oh, how about a spark of inspiration? Oops! Let's get this thing rolling. Ta-da! Try that on for size. Yeah! Level up in Forge of Empires. Play now for free at FOE.tv or download the app.
Download the new FIM Speedway app and be part of a new era. Follow closely all the action with timing, results and telemetric data for an enhanced live experience. Get all the latest news and stats on your favourite riders in the Speedway GP World Title Race. Take your FIM Speedway experience to the next level.
A villa for a family reunion, plus space to escape. A private villa, plus plenty of smiles. A place to relax, plus enjoy some quality time. At Villa Plus, we've handpicked our villas for over 30 years, giving you spectacular choice, plus perfect memories. Find your summer holiday at villaplus.com. Villa Plus, it all adds up to amazing.
EE is the UK's most reliable network, and guys, we have fewer dropouts than anyone else. When it counts, count on EE, the UK's best network.
Show the world what it means to be a fan at fanatics.co.uk, a collection of officially licensed fan gear. Fanatics.co.uk, officially licensed everything.
Stuck and one crispy chicken Italiano.
Yes, please.
Holiday from home with the McDonald's summer menu, featuring the crispy chicken Italiano and the Italian stag.
I want to tell people, no more hiding who I am.
I do my hair talk, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Heinz declares this the summer of sauces. Come on, give it some welly. Give it all you've got. And I'd give that another 5 minutes if I were you, mate. We all want to give moments to remember. So for a summer like no other, give it flavour like no other. Give it some Heinz.
Get closer to the sports you love with Sky VIP, sponsors of Eurosport.
So plenty of Speedway coming up. So semi-final time now. 3 big races to come where the big World Championship points are dished out. Qualifying points are now null and void. They're wiped clean. Qualifiers through. We still haven't had it confirmed yet, but we will bring that to you as soon as we possibly can. As I said before, I don't want to jump in and then there's a count back or something hasn't quite gone to plan, but we do believe that Jason Doyle is the final qualifier. And we will see exactly which way that falls. It's been a great night at Speedway. GORZÓW has certainly lived up to the expectations, that's for sure. We've got Bartosz Marslik through, the home crowd favourite. Patrick Dudek is going great guns as well. Martin Vashlik must be a major threat for a win here this evening. And got to say, Robert Lambert and Dan Bewley have done themselves proud as well.
They have, absolutely, and Dan Bewley just seems to be going so quickly, so it's very, very difficult to call these semi-finals.
Yeah, it is, and quite clearly gate number 3 is one to avoid if at all possible, so that's why the pressure was on to keep scoring points to make it so that we miss out on that. 3 points for Bewley in Heat 20, Jason Doyle second, Freddie Lingman third, and Mikkel Mikkelsen. And so here we see now the confirmation with Vasilik, Bewley, Smarslik, Dudek, Thompson, Robert Lambert, Leon Madsen, great effort from him, and Jason Doyle creeping in on 8, and Mikkelsen and Woofenden missing out on the 7 points, so disappointment for those 2 boys in particular. Jack Holder also will be disappointed after a strong start to the night, but got to say, these are going to be tough semi-finals for sure.
Yeah, great effort from Anders Thompson and Leon Madsen, given their current fitness states, and unlucky for Mikkel Mikkelsen, started so brightly and certainly seems to be suffering the most and just missing out by 1 place.
Yeah, maybe that injury just catching up with him as the night went on, maybe just getting a little bit uncomfortable there. Rode very well at the early stages of the night and was looking set fair, actually. Had a good foundation to work from, but just slipped away. Questions to be asked about Matsej Janowski and Ty Woofenden. Championship chases are not going to plan, and all of a sudden their top 6 positions are going to be under threat. And it's working out very nicely here for Bartosz Marslik, with his nearest competitors actually falling away. So semi-final draw time. Here we go with Phil Morris.
Semi-final one is Martin Vasulik. Martin, select your colour, please. Martin selects the red gate position.
Inside gate for Martin. No hesitation.
And next to make the selection is Patrick Dudek. Select your colour, please. And Patrick selects the yellow gate position.
Gate 4 for Patrick Dudek.
And third to make his choice is Robert Lambert. Please select your colour. Robert selects the blue gate position.
No surprise there.
And finally, Leon Madsen has the last choice and selects the white gate position.
Unfortunately, that's his reward for riding so well. Gets gate 3 in the first semi-final. So there we go. On the inside is Martin Vasulik. Gate number 2 is Robert Lambert. Leon Madsen out of gate number 3 in white. And Patrick Dudek, who's having a good Grand Prix as well, will go from the outside in yellow. Semi-final number 1. So semi-final number 2 now.
And the first selection for semi-final 2 goes to Dan Bewley. Please select your colour. Dan selects the red gate position.
Bewley going from the inside gate.
Next to make his selection is Bartosz Smarslik, who goes straight for the yellow gate position.
Smarslik from the outside. Be happy with that, I think.
And next to make his selection is Anders Thompson. Anders, select your colour, please. Anders selects the blue gate position.
Yeah, it's going
and the
to...
final selection goes to Jason Doyle, who selects the white gate position.
So pretty much going to script there. Smarslik will be
Thank you,
pleased
guys.
with gate number 4. Semi-final number 2, then the lineup. We'll just confirm that. Dan Bewley on the inside in red, Anders Thompson in blue, gate 2. Jason Doyle in white, gate number 3. And Bartosz Smarslik will go from gate 4 in the yellow helmet colour. Semi-final number 2 for you.
Yeah, that was quite predictable, really. I felt that's how it would go. I think not much between gates 1, 2 and 4, but if that's the case, you really want to be on the inside of everybody.
Indeed. Every chance of making it the final tonight. Let's just have a bit of a recap on what we've seen so far this evening. So spectacular action we've witnessed so far, but the 3 most important races of the night coming up. As I say, the qualifying points now are wiped away, and you start from scratch effectively, and the big World Championships will be dished out after the conclusion of these next 3 races. First 2 will go through to the final, of course. It's the 3W FIM Speedway GP of Poland that we are watching here in the Edward Janssens Stadium in GORZÓW. It's been a great night of Speedway. Tough to call. Very tough to call, but there's no question that Bartosz Smarslik, Martin Vasulik and Dan Bewley have been the best 3 riders on show tonight, I would suggest. But Patrick Dudek there could very well be a spoiler here, very well.
Yeah, he could easily gate crash this party, as that man could as well. Robert Lambert, we're seeing him ride very, very well in the leagues, week in, week out. And as you said earlier, won the Ty Wolfenden testimonial, so he's in good form.
Yeah, he is in good form. Riders making their way round. Martin Vasulik had no hesitation in going for gate number 1. Jason Crump there alongside Robert Lambert encouraging his man on. Can he make another final? Of course, he just missed out in the final in Tetro, finishing 4th. He'll be absolutely keen as mustard to make the final again here in GORZÓW. He's certainly riding well. Hasn't won a race tonight, but he's been in the thick of the action throughout the evening, that's for sure.
Kelvin, if you're Vasilik on the inside and Bewley in the next one, do you worry about the riders coming off gate 4, or do you just go around the inside and if it's second place, I think still get you in the final?
I think I'm clear. I'm going up the banking.
You're going up the banking?
Going up the banking.
Okay.
I've got to trust I've got to find the speed down the back straight. Even if I'm relegated to second, I've got half a chance. Anyway, it's a bit of a lottery in that first turn, but you've got to trust yourself. You've got to trust your instincts. Big semi-final here. Martin Vasilik leading the way in the qualifiers. Got to produce now. On the inside in red is Martin Vasilik. Gate number 2 in blue is Robert Lambert. Gate number 3 is Leon Madsen. Done well to get this far. Patrick Dudek riding supremely well from the outside in yellow. Brilliant semi-final number 1 lineup. Which way is it going to go? We haven't got too much longer to wait. Super night of Speedway. GORZÓW really coming to the fore. Great atmosphere, great thrilling Speedway we've watched so far, with 3 great Speedway heats to come to conclude the night. Settling down for semi-final number 1 in the Edward Janssens Stadium here this evening. Green light is about to come on. It's on now. Takes her up and away we go. Martin Vasilik's made a good start, but Dudek's there. Dudek's made a fantastic start from the outside. Roars around that first corner, powers down the back straight, gets his nose in front. Martin Vasilik settling in second place. Lambert there in 3rd. Leon Madsen's at the back, but Patrick Dudek, you said it, Chris, he could be the party pooper. It's looking like he's going to go through to the final now.
Yeah, I think he was very happy to be going off gate 4, gave him the options. And this race, this semi-final, going to the form book, the 2 highest scoring riders in this race out front. But Martin Vasilik looking more uncomfortable, in fairness, in this race than he has done all night, and Lambert not giving up.
No, Lambert pushing on there in 3rd place, doing everything he possibly can. Dudek's comfortable. Lap to go for Dudek. Reproducing the form we saw 2 weeks ago in Tetro, really riding superbly well. Down the back straight, can Lambert produce anything? Oh my goodness, he's gone in hard there. No, it's not going to be. Dudek and Vasilik through to the final. Stunning first corner and start from Dudek. Sealed the deal. Vasilik for the first time under pressure, a little untidy, but joins Dudek in the final. Disappointment for Lambert. Leon Madsen coming out of gate 3. Wasn't to be for the Danish rider. Did well just to make the semi-finals. But Patrick Dudek back to his best.
Yeah, Dudek, great win from him in that race. But as you say, Vasilik coming under pressure from Lambert, who threw absolutely everything all the way down to the last corner.
3 points then for Dudek. He goes through to the final. Vasilik joins him. Robert Lambert and Madsen missing out. Disappointment for them, but they still pick up very good World Championship points, that's for sure. Dudek there, just taking a deep breath. He was giving it absolutely everything here in semi-final 1.
Well, you know what it means to these Polish riders in front of their home fans to be in the final and give themselves a chance of victory. But what a start from Dudek. Comes right across Vasilik. We were talking before the race, what do the riders coming off the inside gate in these semi-finals do? Do they run up the banking? Well, unfortunately for Martin Vasilik, he was never given that opportunity. Great start from Dudek. And as I said, Vasilik never really settling down in this race, never really looked comfortable. And Robert Lambert throwing absolutely everything at it.
He did indeed, but it just wasn't to be for Robert Lambert. Hasn't quite managed to win a race tonight. And he'll be a touch frustrated about that, but the opposite applies to that man. Clearly delighted to have made the final. As I say, 1-2 weeks ago, he's on a roll, confidence back. Spoke to Scotty Nichols earlier. The big difference is the weather. It's warm, the bike's warm, he's red hot, and he's riding out of his skin. Good to see Dudek back on top form. Semi-final number 2. Here we go then. Smarslik's out here. Bewley's been going great. Bewley on the inside. He'll go from the inside gate in a red helmet colour. Tough to score, but you've got to believe that Smarslik will be pleased to be going from the outside. Having witnessed Dudek come charging across from the outside, must fill him with confidence. He'll have every chance to do something very similar.
He never exactly lacks in confidence, does he, Bartosz Smarslik?
That's a very good point. Well made. There's no doubt about that. There he is, just doing a bit of gardening work. So the line-up for semi-final number 2 then. Dan Bewley will go from the inside in the red helmet colour. Alongside him is Anders Thompson. He'll go from gate number 2 in blue. Gate number 3 is Jason Doyle on a warning in white. And Bartosz Marslik, the home crowd favourite, the championship leader, his nearest compatriots falling away. It's all going his way. No doubt about that. He could have a substantial lead at the end of the night. Outside gate, yellow helmet colour for Marslik. I tell you what, this could be a pivotal moment in the championship. If he wins tonight, Chris, he could well be pulling further and further away.
He's going to make himself very comfortable at the top.
Here we go then, semi-final number 2. Green light's about to come on. Now, takes her up and away we go. Raw to the first corner. Thompson's made a good start. Bewley's there alongside him. Bartosz Marslik's missed out. He's through into third though. Oh, Thompson now Marslik. Bewley's now just got himself in a slightly difficult position. He's round the outside. Marslik's there, slams the door shut. Thompson looking good. Doyle pushing hard out the back as well. But for Anders Thompson now being charged and pushed so hard by Bartosz Marslik. Will Marslik look to pass? Will he push on for a win? Got to say there, Bewley also looking threatening in third place. Brilliant semi-final.
Yeah, Dan Bewley will just be hoping that Anders Thompson could slow Marslik down, but to be fair to Anders Thompson, he's out front, he's got the speed. Marslik really doesn't have an answer for him. Now looking back just to see where Dan Bewley is. Got to say, I feel for Dan Bewley. There was a lot of traffic on that first lap, and he just got caught in the wrong places at the wrong time.
Anders Thompson through the last turn in semi-final 2. What a spectacular ride from him. From Thompson, Marslik once again having to work awfully hard to join him in the final. Got a feel for Bewley, just got himself in a little bit of a prickle there on the opening lap. As you say, Chris, traffic was everywhere. It was like the M25 going around the bottom corner there on the opening lap. Doyle misses out. Gate number 3 also later in the night really has been tough to win races from there. But Anders Thompson, after that bad crash he had in Denmark 10 days ago, what a way to bounce back by making the final here in GORZÓW. And 2 home riders, 2 club riders through to the big final here this evening. Bewley celebrates there, waves goodbye to the crowd. Shame he doesn't make the final, he's had a great night. Thompson and Marslik through to the final. Bewley and Doyle just missing out this time. What a ride from Marslik. I mean, he had to work really hard there.
Yeah, it looked all over for him as they left the first turn, but he just moved his body weight to the back of the bike and went down the inside of that back straight, and there was only one place he was going from there. But as we watch the start, Dan Bewley creeps through the inside, and I'm thinking at this point he's done all he needs to do, but he just gets swallowed up by Anders Thompson, has to get a little bit off the gas, and at that point, well, Marslik has just roared down the inside. And again, though, on this first lap, you've got to say, Dan Bewley looks like he's got a chance. We know he's got the speed, but he just can't find the gaps, and Marslik does everything right on this opening lap.
Yeah, that was experience coming to the fore there. Track knowledge, determination, got a feel for Bewley, but just as you said, traffic was a problem. Traffic was a problem on the way to the airport on Friday as well on the M25, and I feel for Bewley, very frustrating it can be.
You know exactly what it's like.
Those 2 boys will go through to the final. What a final we're in for. It's going to be a terrific conclusion to the night. Don't go anywhere, folks. I tell you what, it's going to be a thrilling finale, that's for sure. So we got the final gate choice next. Slight delay. There won't be any track grading now. They'll leave the track alone. They don't do that for the final. But there's no doubt that this man is all going the way for Marslik this evening. He's going to leave here quite possibly with more than a 20-point lead in the championship. And that really will be quite a substantial lead. Anders Thompson, well, all credit to him. What a night he's enjoying, showing great grit and determination to make the final. As I say, there were question marks over whether he should be riding at this stage. But by golly, he has come through in flying colours.
Yes, he certainly has, and he'd be very happy with his night's work, but he's going to want to put it to bed. He's now just listening to the wise words of Hans Nielsen, 22 times a world champion in one form or another in Speedway, and he's a man that you would be listening to, and I'm sure he's taking every single word in.
Absolutely right. Plenty of advice for Anders Thompson. Could he win a Grand Prix here at his home club in front of the home crowd? would be quite spectacular. Patrick Dudek is up for the challenge. He looks tired, actually. Patrick Dudek certainly looked like he was out of breath when he came in after that effort in the semi-final one. De Brockie there, the team manager, chatting with him as well. 2 poles in the final. Martin Vasilik in there, so 3 home riders in the final. Wow, that's a treat for the home fans. Dan Bewley a touch disappointed. Really did look like he was going to make his first final.
Yeah.
But that was a tough semi-final, that, wasn't it?
It
really
was a tough one, and it just got stuck in the traffic, wrong place, wrong time. He's certainly riding easily well enough and got the speed in the bike, so
his time will come.
Unfortunate, but his time is coming, and I think it will come this year.
Yeah, we'd like to look forward to Cardiff, of course, in the Principality. A performance like that will certainly get the Brits on the edges of the seats.
I mean, the form that Robert Lambert's in, Ty Woofenden, is a little bit hit and miss, but he knows all about Cardiff and what it takes to win there. So Dan Bewley riding like he is, you know, the British fans have got a lot to look forward to in Cardiff.
There's no doubt about that. It's going to be an extra special weekend there in Wales. Looking forward to it immensely, but we're looking forward to, firstly, a stunning final here to conclude the night's action. It's been a terrific night at Grand-Prix Speedway, a great advert for Grand-Prix Speedway. The new era of Speedway is here to stay, that's for sure. So, the final draw is coming up right now.
And the rider gate selections for the final. First selection goes to Patrick Dudek. Please select your colour. And Patrick selects the red gate position.
Inside gate for Dudek.
And next to make the selection is Anders Thompson. Anders, please select your start position number, colour. Anders selects the blue gate position. And the third selection goes to Martin Vasilik, who goes straight for the yellow gate position.
Yeah, he'll be pleased with that.
And the final choice goes to Bartosz Marslik, who selects the white gate position.
So pretty much the script again, Bartosz Marslik. So the final then, on the inside gate will be Patrick Dudek. Gate number 2 will be Anders Thompson. Gate number 3 will be the championship leader, Bartosz Marslik. And Martin Vasilik will go from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. And you've got to say, a 75% chance for a home victory here for the crowd, for the Style Gorzów team, Chris.
Yeah.
What a night for the club.
Yeah, 3 riders, Thompson, Julik, and of course Smarslik. Quite happy to see Smarslik be coming off gate 3, to be honest, because that's going to make it really, really interesting.
It certainly will. We've seen the 2 riders in the semi-finals miss out from gate number 3, so it is difficult to win from there. But we've seen miracles performed by Smarslik before, but he has had to battle hard tonight. It hasn't been some plain sailing for him. He's had a couple of third places during the qualifying races where, in truth, he really did have to work overtime to pick up those points. So not a guaranteed win. I think this man has got a good chance now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Dudek has been a party pooper. He's Polish, of course, but he doesn't ride for Style Gorzów. But nonetheless, he's a Polish rider in front of a Polish audience. The temperature's up, and he's enjoyed a great night at Speedway.
Anders Thompson just broke the mould there with the gate choice of blue, but he did win, of course, his semi-final from gate 2, so I'm sure that was what he was thinking.
Well, that may be part of the conversation he was having with Hans Nielsen there. You know, you won from there, do it again. We've seen that on more than one occasion this year when a rider has a good feeling about a gate position, gets to this stage of the night. It's all about how your mindset is. You feel comfortable there, right, that's what I'm going to do. But Dudek has been great. Turned on the style the longer the meeting's gone on, that's for sure. So the track's got better, so has Dudek. Thompson's ridden superbly well as well. All these guys, of course, 20 points for a win, 18 points for second, 16 for third, 14 for fourth. So even if Bartosz Smarslik misses out on the rostrum here, 14 championship points, well, you know, you've got to believe that it's going to move on to, what, 76 at the very minimum.
Yeah, he's going to be stretching that lead.
That's going to be job done. But, of course, he wants to win in front of his home crowd. He's won twice here before, and won in 2020 on the double-header on the first night, won in 2014. Has a great record, made every final apart from one, and that record continues here with a final appearance here in 2022.
I really don't think he's actually thinking about points in this race. He just wants to win for his home fans.
Well, he's guaranteed 14, isn't he? So, yes, I think that's right. He's just looking for a win on the night. Won't be easy from gate 3. Can he produce something a bit special? So here they come for the final time of the evening here in the Edward Janssens Stadium. As I said before, a new era of Speedway with Discovery Sports events. It's been a fabulous night of Speedway. A great credit to the sport. Packed house, great atmosphere. Fans are on their feet. This place is going to go ballistic if Smarslik wins, that's for sure. They won't leave then, will they? They'll be celebrating long into tonight. But I'll tell you what, there's 3 other riders looking to lower the colours of Smarslik, that's for sure. Vasilik will be keen, very keen to win another Grand Prix.
Kelvin, prediction time.
Tough one to call here. I'm going to go with Vasilik, you know. I'm going to go with Martin Vasilik from the outside. I think he might just be able to do it. But it's very, very tight, that's for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna stick my neck on the line and go with Anders Thompson.
Yep, he's done well. Wouldn't be a surprise. He's ridden superbly well. Dudek on the inside then. Final time. Last 4 laps of the evening. Here we go. Heat 23, the final here in the Edward Janssens. It's the 3WFIM Speedway GP of Poland here in GORZÓW tonight. Just taking their time, a few deep breaths, just trying to hold yourself together, produce something a little bit special when you really need to. Don't jump the start, don't touch the tapes, don't blow it now.
One last push. The whole evening comes
I tell you
down
what,
to
the
one
intensity
race.
of the racing tonight has been spectacular.
Yeah,
Here on the
first
inside,
class.
Patrick Dudek in red. Alongside him is Anders Thompson in blue. Bartosz Smarslik out of gate number 3 in white. Martin Vasilik from the outside in the yellow helmet colour. Final time here in the Edward Janssens. Here we go. Start marshal just making sure that they're going to be in the right place. Nerves are jangling. 60 seconds to prove if you can win here this evening. Not too much longer now. Green light comes on now. Away we go. Great start from Smarslik. Got to say he's made a good start there, but Dudek's there on the inside. But Thompson, keep your eyes on Thompson. Whoa, what a move from Vasilik to come through into 3rd place. Very nearly into 2nd place, but Anders Thompson out of gate number 2. He fires himself to the front. Superb opening lap from him. Smarslik's out the back. Dudek in trouble. Smarslik must now capitalise, surely. Yes, he does. He's through into 3rd place. Martin Vasilik in 2nd place, but Anders Thompson out in front, riding out of his skin.
I tell you, if Anders Thompson keeps this smooth, doesn't make any mistakes, that's the only thing I feel is going to hand it to Vasilik. Smarslik making so much ground up just in one corner. He's looking for a higher step on the podium, but here he comes.
Oh, Thompson's got it. Oh, Smarslik now loses momentum down the back straight for the last time. What a performance from Anders Thompson.
Brilliant
Spectacular stuff from him. Round the last corner, Anders Thompson wins it here in the Edward Janssens Stadium. Delight for him. Smarslik back in 3rd place. Dudek just missing out. Vasilik in 2nd. Wow, what a performance from Anders Thompson. I tip my hat to him.
Yeah, brilliant.
In truth, a lot of people were saying he shouldn't be riding, but by golly, he's ridden out of his skin tonight, Chris.
Yes,
that is a sensational win for Anders Thompson.
Yeah, fully deserved. He's plugged away all night. Hasn't looked spectacular, but he did it when it counted. And his semi-final and final performance were first class.
They were indeed. A masterclass from the Danish rider. Finished 2nd in the Danish Championship to Rasmus Jensen on Wednesday night. Comes here to GORZÓW, picks up the Grand Prix win. Fantastic moment for Anders Thompson. Got to say, that really is quite spectacular. But possibly the biggest winner on the night is Smarslik, with the compatriots and his closest contenders slipping away. Picks up 16 points, moves on to 78. It's going to be a big, big lead in the championship as we move forward to Cardiff on August the 12th in the Principality Stadium. Don't miss that. But for now, the night belongs to Anders Thompson.
Congratulations, Anders Thompson. Fantastic way to finish his night. Superb.
Fully deserved, as you say, Chris. He's built into the meeting. Difficult conditions with the rain initially. The riders have coped admirably. There was a few heated words about the conditions, but they continue on. The track's got better and better the night's gone on.
It's been superb, and Anders just round that last in the middle of the meeting. Easy to lose your way at that point when you do that, and they kept everything together.
Yeah, good point. Failed to score in his fourth ride. Bounced back with a win, and then won the semi-final and the final. Great night for him. Good night for Martin Vasilek as well. That does his World Championship a power of good with 18 points here tonight. Of course, he won in Prague. He's going to be well ensconced in the top 6 now, that's for sure. But now let's just celebrate with Anders Thomsen, a Danish rider on top of the rostrum. The winner here in the Edward Jan Sesh in GORZÓW, Anders Thomsen.
Yeah, he's going to have that smile on his face, I think, even when he falls asleep, Kelvin.
He will, yeah. To be honest, even when things aren't going very well, he still smiles.
Well, he does. You can't take it off his face. You're
exactly.
Right.
He's certainly going to be having a beaming smile for a few days, that's for sure. And Martin Vasilek also will be pleased. Smalslik, of course, would have been desperate to win, but Gate 3 was always going to be tough from there. He battled hard with Dudek getting himself in a little bit of a problem, and he was able to capitalise on that, so he gets on the rostrum, so he'll be able to celebrate with the other 2 riders.
That's what I like about Smalslik. You know, it's a third place, but he's spending so much time thanking his fans. He knows the support he's got, he knows what it means to them, and he spent a long time just seeing and making sure he sees every part of the stadium.
Well, they're the lifeblood of the sport, aren't they? The fans, at the end of the day, they pay their hard-earned cash to come and watch the riders. It's been a great show. The riders have performed brilliantly. Wasn't ideal initially, but they showed great fortitude to power on through difficult conditions. The track improved, the racing improved, and we've witnessed the stunning Grand-Prix here tonight.
Anders Thomsen comes off Gate 2. I think that was a very important move, actually, just to stop Bartosz Smalslik, because he'd made a pretty good fist of it from Gate 3.
Yeah.
Difficult all night, and he really had made a decent start from there. We can see Martin Vasilek, that thing, he's pulling his arms out, and he does so well to keep that under control. That was a bit of a moment for him.
I'll tell you what, great shots on the slow motion. Look at the roost coming off of Anders Thomsen.
He's taking it from every angle.
I'll tell you what, Martin Vasilek, absolutely 100%
that
commitment.
Was so close.
That was tight as well, yeah. Deep breath there for Patrick Dudek, but that was the moment that saw him slip back to 4th place, and Smalslik was able to come through into 3rd. Fabulous racing. Track got really good at the end of the night. Thomsen won actually relatively comfortably in the end, actually. He pulled further and further away. Smalslik pushing hard for 2nd place. Never gave. He doesn't know how to, does he? It's just not in his DNA.
But I've got to say, full credit to all 16 riders, because they have put on a fantastic race meeting. As you said, difficult conditions, early doors, but there's 3 very happy GORZÓW boys.
Yeah, the club will be overjoyed with their 3 riders on the rostrum. As I say, coming through in fine style. Here's the championship points: 20 points for Thomsen, Vasilek 18, 16 for Smalslik, Dudek 14. Bewley is a handy 12 points for him, with Lambert on 11. Leon Madsen, well, he'll be satisfied with 10. Doyle got 9. Mikkelsen 8, Woofenden 7. And then we look all the way down to Max Frick, who had a night to forget. But the reverse is no question that Anders Thomsen has got a night to remember. Here we see the overall standings, 18-point lead. Wow, 78 points for him. Leon Madsen into 2nd place, not a bad night for him. 53 for Vasilek. Wow, what a move for him. Janowski slipping down, 53 also. Freddie Lingman 51, Woofenden 50. Anders Thomsen moving forward now on 49.
6 places.
Yeah, absolutely stunning move for him. And also Dan Bewley, although he hasn't moved very far, it's still awfully tight there. Yep. He's back in 11th. But no question, Bartosz Smalslik will be a big winner tonight with an 18-point lead going to Cardiff. But here we can hear from the winner. He joins Scott Nichols now.
Your FIM Speedway Grand Prix winner from the Edward Jan Sesh Stadium here in GORZÓW is Anders Thomsen. Anders, how good is that?
Wow, my first ever win, and on home track in Poland. Wow, what an amazing feeling, and what a lovely fans we have here.
Yeah, you're always smiling, but I think it's going to take about 3 months to wipe that smile off your face now.
Yeah, for sure. This is my dream come true. Since I was a small guy, on 3 years old, when I started riding the speeder bike, I told my dad, Dad, I want to be in the Grand Prix. Now I'm the Grand Prix, and now I'm the top of the podium, so I'm so happy.
Mate, I'm happy for you. Your parents will be happy too. you've had a tough run, you've had a good old bang on the head, and it was a tough night. You kind of had to really battle your way through, but when it really mattered, you shone through and showed that home track knowledge.
Yeah, maybe before next Grand Prix I need a crash again.
Give another bump on the head.
Yeah, maybe.
Well done, mate, and thank you very much for joining us, and go and enjoy the celebrations.
Thank you, GORZÓW. Thank you so much.
Well, there's one very happy Speedway rider, and great to see him on top of the box tonight. Great effort from him. As I say, the home crowd are delighted as well with all 3 riders from the club. And it's now waiting for the celebrations on the rostrum to come. The presentations will be coming forward very shortly. So we will hear the Danish national anthem. I got accustomed to hearing that very regularly. So here comes Bartosz Marslik, 3rd place on the night with his youngster there. Clearly enjoying it, a family man these days.
Love it.
Fabulous reception for the championship leader, the 2-time world champion. To say 78 championship points to his name now, looking good as we move towards Cardiff. And there's no doubt that it's a satisfying night's work for him. Of course, he would have loved to have won, but nonetheless, it's worked out very nicely for him. 2nd place on the night, Martin Vasilek, another very pleased rider. Great effort from Martin. He's ridden strongly throughout the night. I fancied he might just win it, but it wasn't to be.
Yeah, there was a point there tonight where he did look like he was more than capable of winning this.
Yeah, just
strong performance from him.
Yeah, but the semi-final and the final just didn't quite go his way. Anders Thompson clearly overjoyed, rightly so. Just beginning to sink in, winning his first Grand Prix. What a moment for him in front of his home crowd as well here in GORZÓW. That is extra special.
He needs no one to tell him to enjoy this moment. He is definitely enjoying it.
Indeed he is. So there we are, the first 3 on the night. Great performance by all 3, of course. And we will hear the national anthem, I'm sure, but we'll have the trophies first. GORZÓW president coming forward here, Wojcicki coming forward here for the 3rd place. Bartosz Marslik, I'm sure, knows him very well. And his youngster there just enjoying the moment with him. 2nd place, of course, is for Martin Vasilek. And he'll be satisfied with that. Martin now all of a sudden has made a good move in the championship. 53 World Championship points for him, that's a good move. Having a good season now. So Vladimir Savotsky coming forward. Certainly the GORZÓW hierarchy are going to be absolutely delighted. I think the party's going to go on all night, Chris.
It's going to be a happy boardroom, that one.
For sure. I think some champagne bottles are certainly going to be popping there a little bit later on. And why not? They put on a great show. They've seen their riders come through in flying colours. It's been a great night for them. And now the winner on the night, Jorge Vargas, the president of the FIM, comes forward to congratulate all 3. But of course, Bartosz is back, just doing his parents' bit there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But Anders Thompson, the winner on the night, special moment for him.
Very, very special.
Holds his trophy aloft. These are special moments. They'll live long in the memory. He'll never forget it, that's for sure. The 25th of June here. Wins in the Edward Janssens Stadium. Great moment for him. So now we can hear the national anthem from Denmark. Well, many congratulations. I'll tell you what, this crowd are fabulous. A massive round of applause for all three, but particularly Thompson. They were very polite and respectful there. That's great to see.
And everyone has stayed behind to honour them.
Oh, yeah. And rightly so. They are very enthusiastic about their speedway in this part of the world, that's for sure. And they've been treated to a great conclusion to the night, Chris, with their three men coming through so strongly there.
Yeah, fantastic performance.
It really is happy days for speedway in this part of the world. So they're chanting now. What an atmosphere here. This is something very special. Well, Chris, this has been a great night. I would say the most exciting Grand Prix so far. It's been really breathtaking stuff throughout the evening.
Yeah, and, you know, with the conditions that they faced in the opening heats, and, you know, obviously the riders made their points, but I thought the organisers did a good job. I thought the track stood up fantastically against that heavy rain before we started. And credit to every single rider in the meeting. They put on a fantastic display.
They did indeed. So it's celebration time and champagne time for the three big winners on the night. Good to see this. Enjoying themselves for the four. As I say, it's been a great night here in GORZÓW, round 5 of the World Championship. We have a little break now with the Speedway of Nations coming up at the end of July, where we look forward to that. And then we move on to Cardiff in the Principality Stadium, back on the calendar for the first time since 2019. Don't miss that, that's going to be extra special. If it's anything like what we've witnessed tonight, it will be a great weekend. And of course, we've got round 2 of the SGP2 on the Sunday, so don't forget about that. You'll get 2 for the price of 1. Plenty of World Championship Speedway coming up. It's really hotting up nicely, but there's really and truthfully, Bartosz Marslik is in now complete charge of the World Championship. It's almost his championship to lose now, Chris.
Yes.
And somebody's going to have to come up with some big performances over a period of time to try and chase him down.
Yes, that's absolutely right. So Cardiff hasn't always been great for Bartosz, so maybe someone's opportunity to claw a little bit back there.
You can see on the screen the Speedway Nations in Esbjerg, a new venue to the World Championship, is on July the 27th through to the 30th in July. Don't miss that. Of course, Poland have never won it. They'll be desperate too, but the host, Denmark, with riders like Anders Thompson coming through, who knows, they could win there. And of course, the next round of the individual World Championship is in Cardiff, August the 13th. Look forward to that. Brilliant stuff there. What an art of Speedway it's been. Celebration time for all of these three riders. The Edward Janczek Stadium absolutely doing itself proud here. A spectacular stadium. It's been a Grand Prix to remember, that's for sure. And there's going to be plenty of happy punters going home tonight.
It's been such a great night, and with things like the Speedway of Nations and, of course, the Principality Stadium, the biggest stage in Speedway, still to come. It's only going to get better.
It is indeed. We look forward now to the Speedway of Nations and then, of course, Cardiff on the 13th. Thank you for watching with us. It's been a great night of Speedway. We will see you very soon, and we will see you in Denmark for the Speedway of Nations.
How about a spark of inspiration? Oops! Let's get this thing rolling. Ta-da! Try that on for size. Yeah! Level up in Forge of Empires. Play now for free at FOE.tv or download the app.
Freshly ground Arabica beans. Organic milk. A white coffee, just 99p.
Unbelievable.
What a night of Speedway we have witnessed at the Edward Yankas Stadium. The atmosphere has been electric from start to finish. The fans have just been on their feet. And if you're still a GORZÓW fan, well, you've got plenty to be delighted about. All three home riders on the podium. But actually, if you're a Speedway fan, so much to be delighted about, because it was a fabulous advert for the sport. So much great racing when you consider that the heavens opened initially. They had a lot to deal with. One guy, again, is just taking it all in his stride. He was fastest in qualifying. He was second fastest coming out of the heat stages. Third consecutive semi-finals, and that final is within touching difference.
Yeah, you know, I felt it was going to come tonight, but never take anything for granted. But, you know, we're knocking on the door, and I feel like it's a matter of time. But, you know, real happy with how everything's going, and just keep doing what we're doing, and hopefully it'll come soon.
What were those opening heats like? Because that rain couldn't have come at a worse time.
Yeah, you know, it was pretty hard to see, but luckily in the first one I was in front, and then best place to be. I was probably the only one in the race who could see, but no, it was good. The track at the end of the night was awesome. You know, I loved it, and when you're in front, it was pretty fun. And when I was in front, it's kind of a track I love to race. So I'd like to run a couple more races, but you know, it wasn't to be.
What is it like riding with the sound that is just reverberating around this stadium? Because the crowd have just been amazing.
Yeah, you know, this is an unreal stadium, and the whole stadium just echoes. But it's also one of the best racetracks in Poland, I believe, and one of the most fun to ride. So it's an awesome night.
Was it an inspiration seeing, I know you would have preferred to be there, but to see Anders Thompson on the top step, we've got another winner, his first winner, and I've got to tell you that Chris Louis and Scott Nichols both thought you were going to take the victory tonight.
Yeah, you know, that's what everyone's shooting for, to get the win, but you know, I'm stoked for him to get his first win, and congrats to him, but you know, they're having so much fun in the middle, and I'd love to be part of it, but need to work a bit harder and try and get on the podium.
Dan, I'm listening, obviously, to you, but I can see the big screens, and we have got Anders Thompson going around on his Speedway bike in his underpants. What do you think of that?
Yeah, fair play to him. He's a good-looking guy, and it's pretty cool. And you know, congrats to him once again for getting his first GP win, and he deserved it.
Dan, we go to Cardiff for the next individual event. What's that going to be like? It's going to be your home turf.
Yeah, you know, if I win, I think I'll get in my boxes too and do a few laps. So hopefully it'll be louder than here. But you know, tonight was awesome. But I think Cardiff would be unreal. You know, me, Rob, Ty, and wildcard also. So it's some turnout for us. But there's a lot of racing in between. So just focus on what's to come and look forward to it though.
And a Speedway of Nation title to defend as well. Dan, thank you so much. Congratulations again for another incredible performance. We will see you soon. As the crowd is still roaring here, let's just catch our breath for a moment and remind ourselves of some of the highlights of this evening.
So, round number 5 started with rain, which was unexpected and actually quite inconvenient for everybody. There were some heated words in the pits about track conditions, some fairly forthright moments. And here we see Bartosz Marzlik coming through in fine style to win his first race of the night. Track was beginning to improve, but there's no question the championship leader stamped his authority on this race and was beginning to show some really good form. Heat number 6 was all about Bartosz Marzlik, that's for sure, but not entirely had. Terrific ride here from Dan Bewley, getting the better of the 3-time world champion. Bewley really riding superbly well at this stage, and Woofenden just riding a touch conservatively, but this move was a stunning move from the British rider to come roaring round the outside, and Bewley was coming on really strong. And here we see Freddie Lindgren, who was had a tough night, but this was a highlight for him when he overtook Robert Lambert, but then made half a mistake, and it was awfully tight at the conclusion of heat number 11, but Lindgren just hanging on, but then unfortunately had the indignity of slipping off after the race. Heat number 20, once again, Dan Bewley, a star performer here, and terrific first corner from him, nearly clouts the fence down the back straight, but once again showing great speed, great composure, and won the race at an absolute canter. Was a stunning ride from him to complete his qualifying races. On to semi-final number 1 then, and it really was tense stuff, but Patrick Dudek had been turning on the style big time as the evening had gone through, and he really rode out of his skin here to pick up the win in semi-final one, with Martin Vasilek charging through in second place. But Dudek clearly full of confidence after winning 2 weeks ago in Tetero, moving nicely and smoothly through to the final. Semi-final number 2 then, with Bewley on the inside, but Anders Thompson made a great fist of it round the outside early doors. Bartosz Marslik forcing his way through into second place, and Dan Bewley just finding his way blocked there. Thompson coming through brilliantly with Bartosz Marslik back in second place, with Bewley just missing out that time. Final time then, last race of the night. Anders Thompson and Patrick Dudek fired themselves into that first corner, but it was all about Thompson coming through so well. Completes the night in fine style, winning his first Grand Prix here in the Edward Janssens. What a night for him. And he really did celebrate in style, a night that he will remember forever, and I think everybody in the stadium will as well. Superb night of Speedway. Round number 5 belongs to Anders Thompson, celebrating with his team. Superb night for Anders Thompson. So we now can look at the championship standings. It was a great night really for Bartosz Marslik, an 18-point lead in the championship. Madsen moving on to second place on 60, but Martin Vasilek on 53. Great night for him as well. Janowski slipping backwards. Freddie Lingren also had a hard night. Woofenden there needs work to do. Anders Thompson though, a great move from him. Patrick Dudek also returning to form. Lambert steady. Doyle also lurking there as well. Dan Bewley certainly has got a win in him soon. And Max Frick, a night to forget. And there's no question that there's plenty of racing to come.
About to join me, he's trying to search for the riders. The riders will be coming to the pits, but at the moment they are still sort of lapping up this incredible atmosphere, Scott.
It is, but fortunately I managed to see that Vasilek has moved into third in the championship, so yeah, it's an awful lot of movers and shakers tonight. Obviously the rain at the beginning, the riders not happy. I can understand it plays havoc on your mindset and everything else, but nonetheless the 3 home riders can think they're now just coming up the tunnel now, so great night for the GORZÓW boys.
I know, what a night for them, but what a night for, I said at the start of the show, what a night for Speedway, because it was such brilliant racing. It was just electric, wasn't it? Did you feel that? Did you want to be out on track?
Well, I don't go as far as being on track. Those boys are a bit quick, but no, I mean, it was a fantastic night's racing, you know, it was a great advert for Speedway. You know, it's obviously a shame a couple of the British boys, for our point, didn't do better, but you know, they held their heads high, and we can see Anders is now joining us. It looks like he's got his clothes back on.
He has got his clothes back on. A moment ago, you were riding around in your underpants, but we'll give you that, because what a moment! Your first SGP win. What does it feel like?
Oh, that's amazing. You know, that's a dream come true. 25 years racing Speedway, and my biggest goal was to win a GP, and now I win it here in my home track in GORZÓW, and what an amazing feeling that is.
You said to Scott, sorry to interrupt you, but you said to Scott earlier that you got on a Speedway bike at the age of 3. How did that happen? Who was the nudge behind that?
Actually, my granddad was racing and my dad was racing, and when I was 3 years old, my dad crashed and broke his leg, and I said to him, now I think it's my turn. My dad told me, all right, if you learn bicycle without this stabilizing wheels, I will give you a Speedway bike. And I told my dad, yeah, then take off the wheels. And I was practicing a whole day. I get a plaster on for my mom on the knees and it's everywhere. And then I learned it, and I told my dad that now you can come out and watch me. I learned how to bicycle without the extra wheels on, and after that I started.
Stabilizers to Speedway.
Well, it looks like you don't need stabilizer. You're going pretty quick, apart from the bump on your head. Do you know what's interesting is you said you had those memories from a kid, you dreamed of being here. What always interests me is you guys ride such a demanding schedule, a lot of pressure in the Polish league. When does your mind start to switch on to thinking about tonight?
Actually, you always think about the Grand-Prix, also when you ride to other meetings, but take a little bit care of yourself, so not get injured or have a bad crash. I had a bad one 10 days ago in Denmark, and yeah, I was fighting really hard. I get a really good help for rehab complex in GORZÓW to get me back on track, and yeah, it works good, and yeah, now I'm here.
Well done, well done. What a 10 days you've had. But just enjoy this evening. It's been a pleasure to see the celebrations.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. I have a meeting tomorrow in Chesterhove, so back in the van and next step.
Well, we've seen the van, it looks good, so enjoy the ride.
Cheers guys.
Well done, well done. Oh, I love that. Stabilisers to Speedway. We don't obviously recommend that to the average person, but we are going to speak to Martin Vasilik now as he comes in. He's still having moments of celebration as well. A great performance from him.
He is, you know what, he's had a real, like it's been, we said before about the consistency, and he's had such an up and down, a tough time. You know, he goes and gets that win a couple of Grand Prix ago, and then tonight, so close, but yeah, he rode very, very well.
Let's bring him in. Martin, come in. Hey, he's happy about that second place. What a night for you teammates, but a great night for you as well.
Yeah, you know, it's so great because all three of us, we are racing here in GORZÓW, in Stal GORZÓW. We are so happy, we are so pleased for the result today. What more we can, you know, like wish for? So it's amazing, you know. I wish this victory for Anders. He's my good friend, and I know how it is when you win the first Grand Prix. So yeah, it's amazing feeling. So I'm very pleased for my second place because it's a lot of points for me for future in the series. So yeah, just you know, keep focus and work hard and try the best all the time, and that's pretty it.
Yeah, you've had like one fantastic win earlier in the Grand Prix series, and you've had a couple of really, really tough rounds. Like you said, Anders got the win tonight. You know what that can do for the confidence. So for you yourself, I know you really rely on your confidence. So tonight, there's going to be a massive boost for you as well.
Yeah, it is. I feel confidence, you know, because all my hits today was pretty good. And what is pretty funny thing, I changed bike for the final. So all 6 hits, I was on the bike number 1. Then for the final, I changed the bike. I just pick up wrong the rod from the gate. That's why I was struggling big time from the gate. But that doesn't really matter because also second bike was very fast, and that my feeling this bike can be a little bit faster than the first one. It was right. So second position at the end of the day, very happy.
Martin, congratulations. Thank you so much. What a great smile. This is just a joy to interview these guys. It's very loud here in the pits as the fireworks continue to go off. As we enter and allow Bartosz Szmasik to come and join us. Bartosz, come in. The fireworks are obviously for you as well, but for your teammates, what a night for all three of you.
Yeah, I feel so amazing evening because the start meeting today so really hard with the rail, with the track, and also more hard for me, for my head, is my home, and this is really hard for my head, but I'm happy because I've been finally with my friends from the club, and good evening.
Yeah, you said before maybe the pressure because of the home fans, but you get on the podium and you extend that lead to 18 points in the championship, so a really, really good night for you.
I don't looking for this. I'm full focus for myself, and yeah, I'm looking for the future. Where is Rund next one?
And what was the experience like of having your child up with you on the podium as well?
Always podium is really nice feeling, and I'm also only looking for the final in the GP many times.
Thank you so much. Congratulations again. So we've been talking about the success of some riders, but tonight also proving really problematic for others. Ty Wifferden and Maciej Janowski in particular.
Yeah, I think we have to talk about Maciej. You know, it's he really needed to overhaul, you know, Smajic tonight to really kind of put himself back in that chase for the championship, and he slipped down. Vasilik has put himself back in the running. So a real tough night for Janowski. Obviously, I saw him afterwards. You could see how down he was. It'll be frustrating. But you know, there's a bit of a gap now before the next one in Cardiff. We'll all look forward to that. But I think for him, he can regroup. And Cardiff is one where he's been exceptionally good at before. And with Greg, who's so experienced in those venues, whether he can overhaul Zmarzlik, whenever anyone can overhaul him, but I think he can get himself back on track.
And before Cardiff, we have the Speedway of Nations as well, and maybe that's the time to talk about Ty Wifferden because he has got a title to defend. It was too little, too late for him tonight, wasn't it?
It was, and you know, I can feel his frustration. Wasn't happy about the conditions at the start, but you can't do anything about Mother Nature. But you know, he didn't change bikes. He just was a bit unlucky with line choices. You know, didn't make excuses. Fair play to him. He held his hands up. Just said it was him. It wasn't the bike. But I know how frustrating it is when you go and win your last race by a country mile like he did. You're kind of like, man, why couldn't I have done that earlier? it wasn't to be. But again, he's still in the chase, but it's just very unfortunate when you're so close.
Been a great night of Speedway, Scott. What was your highlight?
Well, the highlight and the disappointment all rolled in one. Dan Bewley and Robert Lambert. I think, you know, so pleased for Dan the way he rode, and he was super quick. I really thought he would go all the way to the final, even go on and win it. He said that himself, but it just didn't quite happen. And obviously Robert Lambert coming off his first final in Tetrov, again so near but so far. But both those boys are making big steps forward.
Well, it has been a spectacular night, and I can tell you the atmosphere is still electric here. I feel like the party is going to go on until the very small hours of the night. But from all of us, hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. We will see you in Cardiff for the next individual event, and before that, Speedway of Nations in Denmark, end of July. Bye for now.
Come for the race. Stay for the ride.
Enjoy the tour with Bradley Wiggins on Eurosport, and every stage live and on demand on Discovery+.
How about a spark of inspiration? Oops! Let's get this thing rolling. Ta-da! Try that on for size. Yeah! Level up in Forge of Empires. Play now for free at FOE.tv or download the app.
Download the new FIM Speedway app and be part of a new era. Follow closely all the action with timing, results, and telemetric data for an enhanced live experience. Get all the latest news and stats on your favourite riders in the Speedway GP World Title Race. Take your FIM Speedway experience to the next level.